All right. Jay Reason, another stream, another Sunday. Week 1, Green Bay, Minnesota. Let's get right into it.
We were going to take it out. It's a man miss out across the 20 where he's stuffed there where the Vikings will take over. Well, it's great to see you. Here we are in Minneapolis, and got my guy, my Pro Bowl tight end, Greg Olsen. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. So what we know is, yes, no Davante Adams for Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers here. New coaching staff, Minnesota. There's a lot we don't know today.
And I think that's the most interesting part. 4 years ago, the Green Bay Packers found themselves moving on from a veteran head coach, bringing in a fresh approach. Obviously, the Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers era has been phenomenal. 39 wins in the last 3 seasons. Minnesota finds themselves trying to kind of emulate that same approach, bringing in Kevin O'Connell, also a former assistant from the Rams.
On the fake, it's Cousins going to fire it out to Monk.
Cousins, big pass.
Play pass and a good gain on first down.
Good energy, first down.
And so Kirk Cousins is here with a brand new coach and another
What's up,
offensive
Beasonomics?
coordinator.
What's up, bro?
Comes off statistically a very good season.
He does, and for some reason, the narrative around the NFL, I don't think he necessarily gets the credit that he deserves. Every major statistic that matters in this league, he's very good at. He's good against pressure. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Everyone knows right now he's going to be judged based on winning playoff games. That's what got Mike Zimmer let go, and we're hoping Kevin O'Connell changes that.
It's crazy. They missed that field goal.
Here is the run to Cook, and Cook goes nowhere.
Cook is stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
And now with this offense, Greg, which has a ton of weapons, right, with Cook and Jefferson and Thielen, but a brand new system.
It is, and it's one more system. You mentioned the turnover of play callers that Kirk Cousins has had in his time here in Minnesota. But what we found really interesting in talking to him, you know, everyone just assumes this is going to be the same system he was with Kevin O'Connell that they ran in Washington. He says in 5 years, I don't recognize most of what we've done. This offense has really evolved from the last time he worked with Kevin O'Connell.
Mike Yoder in the building.
Second down, Cook right off the gut.
And Cook's going to run for about 4 yards.
His way for about 5. It'll bring him a third down against a Packers defense, which had an epic year last year, the first year that Joe Barry coordinated it. And without a couple of their stars, they were terrific.
Yeah, Zadarius Smith, who now we're going to see wearing, you know, he's down in the purple now. We're going to see him here shortly. And, of course, Jair Alexander, their all-pro corner. They played most of the season without both of them. And it was the unsung heroes, guys who had breakout years, Rashawn Gary, Devondre Campbell, that led to that top 10 success under Joe Barry.
Packers show blitz. They back off. Cousins pumps, fires.
Big pass in the middle. That's caught.
Jefferson with a big gainer and a first down.
Jefferson, nice play.
I mean, watch this route, KB. He's going to start him outside. Now watch at the top. Stick and separate. They call that getting vertical at the top of the break. Justin Jefferson, he can play in the slot. He can play out wide. He's phenomenal. Best in the league on third down. You saw it, first third down of the year. They went to their money man. A lot of people regard him as the best young wide receiver, maybe just the best wide receiver in the entire league.
See that graphic, the most yards of anyone the first 2 years in the league. Another fake, Cousins, a lot of time.
Cousins looking around, flips it to the middle.
Munt, who's got his second grab. And Munt's going to pick up 6 yards.
Munt's going to get 6 on that.
Meanwhile, for the Packers, you've got Matt LaFleur in his 4th year. Kind of hard to believe it's flown by. And think about his start. I mean, 39-10. He's won 13 games each year. It's never been done.
And it's so interesting because early on, so much was made about, is this relationship, is this marriage between Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur, are they going to be able to make it work? Well, I think 39-10 says all you need to say about how well this marriage has worked out.
Cousins stands in.
Another quick pass. Jefferson again.
Makes a move inside the 20 and down to the 15.
Fighting.
Justin
Makes it to the
Jefferson,
14.
His second catch of the day, and the Vikings on the opening drive are moving.
You're going to see the rookie first-round pick there, number 7. He gets a little collision on Justin Jefferson. He's got to keep going. Quay Walker, he's got to find himself. This is his flat. He's got a collision, and he's got to get to the flat. He does the collision. Kirk Cousins does a nice job with his eyes. You can see Walker just kind of settles his feet. young player. They think the world of him. The pass coverage is always the last thing that comes for young players, especially at linebacker.
Pressure up the middle. Cousins hit as he throws, and it's going to be incomplete. As good pressure for the first time. Irv Smith, the intended receiver.
Beast. I mean, I didn't
Kenny
watch
Clark,
the
97. He just beats
Pittsburgh
Bradbury, the center, quick.
Cincinnati game because I was doing the Dolphins Patriots.
The pressure of these front five.
But from what I'm hearing,
all day,
that Pittsburgh
that's the whole backbone of this
Cincinnati
coverage. They
game
want
is
to play
probably
deep
the best
shell
game,
umbrella coverage on the back end,
considering it's still
and they
going
don't
on.
want to have to bring exotic pressures. They want to get their rush from their down 5, and they got some guys across the board, as we just saw there, that can get after the quarterback.
8th play of this opening drive for the Vikings.
It's
Cousins.
going to be a quick pass to Ellefson.
And that's not going to go very far. It's Ben Ellefson.
2 yards.
The rookie Quay Walker was there on that tackle.
Yeah, we've mentioned Quay Walker now a few times. First-round pick. Green Bay had 2, of course, after the Devontae Adams trade. They took both on defense, and I think that speaks volumes to how much they value this. They've always been an offensive-driven system. Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers, historically good numbers offensively. The better this defense gets and the influx of young, talented players.
That's so crazy. Steelers missed it too?
His development's going to go a long way into this defensive success this year.
Third and 8.
3rd down, 8 to go. Cousins throws, Thielen on the cross.
Thielen.
To do, and he's out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him here.
And
he's going to be a little
just short.
And now the first big decision for Kevin O'Connell on a 4th
down.
and short.
Yeah, I don't even think he's going to question it. I think you're going to go for it. You're going to see Adam Thielen. He's going to start. He's going to motion across. This is something we asked Kevin O'Connell about. Everyone knows the Sean McVay, the Rams system. They use so much pre-snap motion and shifts. Just a simple drag route, but oftentimes just that subtle movement pre-snap changes the matchups on the defensive side. I don't blame Kevin O'Connell. First possession of the year, trying to make your mark as a new head coach. I don't even think he hesitates here. He's got a play designed just for this situation.
Cousins got it through.
Cousins, quick pass. Jefferson for the touchdown. And Minnesota with a great start. With a great start. Cousins, man, on the money.
We mentioned the pre-snap motion, KB. We've seen it this entire drive. This time they bring Justin Jefferson across on the token jet. Little hard action. That flat defender also has to play the run. It's 4th and short. They're able to slip their best player wide open into the flat. What an impressive start to the season.
7.
Kevin O'Connell, this new offense. Wow.
0. 7 Vikings, 0 Packers after the field goal.
Here's Greg Joseph. Point after is up and through.
It's going to be
what
good.
A march down the field by Minnesota. 10 plays on the opening drive, and Kirk Cousins was
sharp. That's
sharp.
going to lead us to our first quick commercial break. All right, guys, so we got 23 viewers, 3 likes. So we need to get that up to at least 15. 15 likes. We need 12 more. 12 more likes, 12 more thumbs up. We got to get to 15, guys. Just make sure you're smashing that thumbs up button. It's much appreciated. Let's get to 15 before this commercial, over this commercial break. As far as our votes go, we got 11 votes. Vikings at 36%. Packers 64%. Go Pack, go. Trap J, nice to see Green Bay D making a statement. Man, I don't know if Green Bay just had terrible defense or if Cousins just has gotten that good. 7 likes, guys. We need 8 more. 8 more likes gets us to 15. Make sure you're smashing that thumbs up. We need 8 more. Just incredible. What's up, bro? It's been a minute. Last season. Glad to see you back. I'm happy to see everybody back, man. Rich Gang. My day ones. Beastonomics, even without Adams, Rodgers is still going to be Rodgers. Pack it all the way. USS Enterprise, what up? What up? Glad to see you back. Yeah, I think Rodgers is still going to play his game, right? I mean, he has to. Rodgers is elite, without a doubt. 6 more likes, guys. We need 6 more to get to 15. 6 more likes. We need 6 more. Thumbs up. 6 more likes, 6 more thumbs up. We'll hit that 15 mark before this commercial's over.
Welcome back to NFL kickoff weekend at U.S. Bank Stadium here
Feels like 85.
in Minneapolis. What a start for the Vikings. Opening possession right down the field, 10 plays. Justin Jefferson with a 5-yard touchdown catch, and it's 7-0 over Green Bay. Jefferson has had 2 best years in the league. No one's had more yards receiving than him. That's a great start already on that drive. 3 catches, 47 yards, and a score. And Green Bay will start on their own 25-yard line. Well, if you're a young head coach, Tom Rinaldi, it's all going to go that easily, right? Pretty good.
Well, yeah, you hope so if you're Kevin O'Connell, a year and a half younger than Aaron Rodgers. He was a higher draft pick than his own quarterback, Kirk Cousins. As for the nerves, being a first-time head coach at 37 years old, well, Kevin O'Connell said, I expect to sleep just fine Saturday night. Talking over the field pregame, guys, he affirmed that that was the case. If there were any nerves, we certainly didn't see it on that opening drive. Now we'll see what Minnesota's able to do defensively, which was more of the challenge a year ago.
And they've got to do it against a 2-time MVP, Aaron Rodgers.
Right, here we go, 1st and 10.
Here's Green Bay's first offensive play of the new year. Rodgers
deep pass off the bat, going for it. He dropped.
He was wide open, and Christian Watson dropped what would have been a touchdown.
What? Are you kidding me?
You can see Watson here. He's one-on-one with Patrick Peterson. He just gives him a little double move.
It was the perfect pass
Patrick
in his
Peterson
hands.
Loses his footing. This defense is built to not give up the big plays.
What a joke. Put that man on the bench.
Wow, first play of your rookie year. It's a tough start.
Aaron Rodgers is looking like, get him out of here.
This kid. Randall Cobb told
unbelievable.
Me he's Mike Evans.
Like that was your highlight for like
had a chance there to start off
week
big.
1.
Come back to him as this game goes on.
Little flip. Aaron Jones gets his first touch out the edge on a big run for Jones.
Okay, Jones with the first down. Jones doing what he's supposed to do.
Bay, no Devontae Adams, a drop long pass. They've got other issues, don't they, Aaron Andrews?
Yeah, they certainly do. As you can tell right there, they are very young and inexperienced, and today they are limited. Wide receiver Alan Lazard, he is out. Remember, he was expected to be the top target with Devontae Adams gone. He's out with an ankle injury, and this offensive line, they have taken a massive hit as well. Rodgers without his 2 starting tackles, guys, David Bakhtiari, Jenkins. Like he told us, we're very inexperienced, but there's absolutely no grace period in the NFL.
Yeah, so really they're without their top 3.
I mean, you can't miss that. That's perfect pass. You can't miss that.
Lazard today. Gave that play a first down, by the way. And now Rodgers looking for someone. That could have been a disaster.
Almost got picked
Knocked
off.
down at the line by Daniil Hunter, who's
2nd
had
and
some
10.
injury problems the last couple of years, but he is healthy and ready to go.
You can see Aaron Rodgers. He's having Aaron Jones
Biden
go
is
out
younger
here
than
in motion
Rodgers.
to the left. They're trying to set up a tight end screen, but Daniil Hunter, you mentioned it. He hasn't been healthy. But when we talked to Ed Donatel, he said if this kid has elite pass rushing skills, elite edge pressure, he can stay healthy. Him and Zadarius Smith will make up one of the most formidable duos of edge rushers in the entire league.
2nd and 10.
Randall Cobb in motion. They're going to give to Jones again on that
Jones
right side.
is going to run for about another 3 yards.
He's only going to pick up 3.
3rd
and
and 7.
For Rodgers, he's back. It's year number 18, coming off maybe the 2 best years of his career, back-to-back MVPs. But there's a lot of change here. I mean, you look at what he's done, it's pretty incredible. They've been the number 1 seed the last 2 years, but of course, dramatic losses in the playoffs. And now we start in week 1 with a 3rd and 7. Has
Rodgers
time,
throws.
fires over the middle, incomplete, and miscommunication maybe with the other rookie. That was
going to be a
Romeo
3 and
Dobbs.
out.
So both rookie
And,
wideouts involved. Maybe not in the
if he keeps
best
going
way on
like
that opening
this,
drive and a punt coming.
It's going to be a long night for Rodgers.
These are going to be some of the lumps that they're going to have to just kind of take. These are the growing pains of kind of getting young players acclimated. Remember now, Kev, what they're asking their skill players, predominantly their wide receivers, the way they're asking them to play is a very advanced style. Now, the first play of the game, that's just a go route that's got to be caught. But there's a lot of nuance that Aaron Rodgers expects out of his players. And he said it. He said the standard of these guys this year is unlike any other previous team.
Pressure on the punt.
Punt was almost blocked.
Rager, new Viking former Eagle back, calls fair catch in his first opportunity. Well, Tom Rinaldi talking about it. You know, this coaching thing's easy for Kevin O'Connell, right? Anybody can do it.
This is really interesting what's going on with this Green Bay team. With that said, guys, we got 27 viewers, 10 likes. We got to get these likes up. Make sure you're smashing that like, that thumbs up. Let's get to 15. We need 5 more. 5 more. Make sure you're smashing that like, that thumbs up so we can get to our first goal of 15. After that, the next goal is going to be 50. Even Favre didn't win much in Minnesota. I heard that Green Bay's wide receivers are trash this season. No, like he was complaining because they were dropping the ball all through camp and in preseason. And we're seeing it now in week 1. So, yeah, it's not looking good. Bronx Bomber in the building. Hey, what's up, bro? Good to see you this season. Could you tell us what's going on in the other games? Appreciate it. Yeah, I got the score up too. Like it's on a scroll. If you look beneath my my pretty face, I got the scores going on the scroll, so you can check those out. We're at 12 likes, guys. We need 3 more. 3 more gets us to that 15 mark. I know I was running a little late, but dang, yo, show your boys some love. We gotta get these likes up. 3 more. We'll hit that 15 mark. Steelers Bengals still going. I know it's 25 seconds left in OT. This is insane. I feel like it's a money grab, to be honest. Evan McPherson gets blocked and then the Steelers miss. I don't know. Really don't know, bro. He said if you don't play well, you won't be on the field. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to catch the ball, and especially like as a rookie, like that first play, like that was your time to shine. Let me see. Widen this out. It's the Baltimore Jets, 24-9. Yeah, Baltimore. It was Baltimore Jets, 24-9.
These two teams get together in a really nice start for the Vikings under their new head coach Kevin O'Connell. Right down the field on the opening drive. Green Bay missed an opportunity. Their rookie wide receiver Christian Watson dropped a deep ball. It's in no offensive series number 2
Justin,
for Minnesota.
you, bro. 1st and 10.
Here is Cook, runs right into Preston Smith.
Cook's gonna make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Cook. And Cook might look a little strange to you. He's wearing number 4 this year. He switched off of his number 33. That 4 means a lot to him. He wore it growing up, and it was important to his family. His father, who passed away at a young age a couple years ago, promised him that one day he'd get back to wearing the number. So that's why he made the switch.
Play action.
Go fast. Cousins has time again. Osborne, a good catch.
Big hit.
And an even bigger hit by Green Bay. Walker, the rookie, coming in to deliver that one.
Yeah, these are the plays that they rave about Quay Walker. They say with him and Devondre Campbell inside, it takes a lot of pressure off of our secondary. They can play deep. They can play from depth. Saw it on that last play. They put such a deep umbrella on all these deep crossers. They're trying to get Justin Jefferson through the middle of the field. All Kirk Cousins could do is check down, rally and tackle. They say he's fast to the ball, he's big, he's physical. Just going to continue to learn with every single week that he's in there.
Third down, 4-man rush. Cousins.
Big sack.
Up and down he goes.
Cousins is down,
Number
loses
one on
8
the year
yards.
for Rashawn Gary.
We mentioned on third down, he loves to look Justin Jefferson's way. Really nice job there. You see Rasul Douglas, their slot, nickel corner. Cousins is looking at him the whole way on a little choice option route. He's got nowhere to go. You mentioned Rashawn Gary. He was one of those breakout players last year in the absence of Zadarius Smith. It's a big stop for Green Bay after a bad opening drive.
The rookie punter, Ryan Wright, who unleashes a rocket. Wow, Rodgers back deep from the 35.
Rodgers on the move. He's going to make it back to the 46.
Good field position for the Packers. They'll have the ball down 7 from Minneapolis here in week 1.
And Rodgers gets it back after the commercial break. All right, guys, so 30 viewers, 14 likes. We're doing pretty good. Well on our way. Make sure you're still smashing that thumbs up. It is much appreciated. Of course, if you are new here, make sure that you subscribe to the channel as well. That way you'll be updated with streams just like this for the NFL, NBA, MLB, and of course, college. As far as our votes go, we have 26 votes, 42% for the Vikings, 58% for Packers Nation. Steelers have closed it out. Finally. That was a crazy game. As far as your scores around the league, you've got the Giants 0, Titans 7, Raiders and Chargers tied at 3 apiece, Chiefs and Cardinals, Chiefs up by 14-0. I can't believe Bengals lost that game. I really can't. That's crazy to me. And the fact that they even came back and you couldn't win it by 1, it's nuts. Who you think gonna win it all this season? Come on now. Come on. You see it. You see the hat. You seen what Josh Allen did, man. Much love.
Well, since the Packers hired Matt LaFleur, they have been outstanding. 39-10 in the regular season, back-to-back #1 seeds. Obviously, they've had tough losses in the playoffs. But when you pair LaFleur and what he's done in his young career, something that no one's done with the guy who's won 4 total MVPs, including the last 2, that's a pretty solid formula, I would say, Greg Olson.
Yeah, I'd say 4 years ago when they thought they needed some fresh blood, fresh perspective, a new voice for Aaron Rodgers in this Green Bay team. I think the leaders in Green Bay got this one right. Their success has been historical. Obviously, everyone's going to say this is Super Bowl or bust, but
see, the win knows best. Bills all the way.
A.J. Dillon in the game gets his first touch of the new year, and a big backup to midfield
Dillon's
with a 4-yard
run
game.
for
So this
about
Packers
4
offense,
yards.
I heard Aaron Andrews talk about it earlier. They're banged up on the line. Bakhtiari's had a hard time. He's had 3 surgeries on his knees. Jenkins out. The good news is, Greg, with all the injuries they had last year, a lot of these guys got extensive time, including their left tackle, Yosh Nijman.
Yeah, I mean, no team wants to go through a rash of injuries, especially at one position like Green Bay did last season at the offensive line. But as you said, the one positive that comes out of that, they're able to build very good depth, and that depth is being tested early on here in week 1.
Here is Dillon just battering forward for a couple. It's interesting. That's the first time today they've had A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones on the field at the same time. They barely did it last year, but you got the feeling that's something they might go to this year, especially without Adams early.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers was very clear. He said, listen, at times we got to get our best 11 on the field, and if they happen to be two of our running backs, then so be it. You know, so I think that's something that we're going to see not only evolve as this game goes on, but of course as the season evolves, how they can use Aaron Jones in the slot, a little more of a receiver type.
Not every game though.
A.J. Dillon in the backfield as a more traditional runner.
Yo.
You see they got 4 receivers here. This is Dillon right here in like an offset slot to the 4 receiver side.
Play clock's out.
Yeah, he didn't like the look.
I think he turned around to call timeout.
Yeah.
He did. Timeout for the Packers, and we'll be right back after this message from State Farm.
All right, so another quick commercial break. South Bend? Nah, I didn't, bro. I know they've been going crazy with college right now. I just haven't been up on it. I got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, but I've heard they've been going nuts in college. You know me, like I'll start streaming towards like the, you know, the Bulls and stuff.
Down and 4 against this Vikings pass rush, which should be pretty good. See, last season, this team just does not turn it over. They don't drop passes. We saw already one today, and they don't get penalized. That's what's made them so good.
Well, that would make sense, right? They won Super Bowls and he won MVPs at the same time.
They changed it up.
That would make sense.
Before they called timeout, maybe they were in that 4-by-1. They have Dillon now in a more
3rd and 4
running back set. Oh, they're motioning to him that exact same set.
3rd down. Rodgers quick over
Quick
the
throw,
middle.
and that's a
There's
catch.
Randall Cobb, old reliable. Cobb has been with Rodgers for so many years. Found the seam and a 1st down, Green Bay.
Yeah, you can tell that Rodgers really liked that look. All they did was dress it up following the timeout. Instead of starting A.J. Dillon there, they just motioned him to it. Cobb's going to come out, he's going to block, and he's just going to run a little clear. They're going to let A.J. Dillon just kind of clear it out. Little stalk, slant. It's a really nice call there on 3rd and short.
That's the rookie Watson in motion. They run to his side with Dillon, and not a lot of room there.
Dillon's going to get another yard.
Patrick Peterson came up with a little help. We've got a game break. Let's say hi to Carissa Thompson.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Steelers-Bengals tied at 20 in OT. Each team had missed a potential game-winning field goal, but this 53-yarder by Chris Boswell is good. Steelers pull off the upset, but bad news. Early reports T.J. Watt suffered a torn pectoral muscle. Of course, more on that as we find out, Kevin.
It's going to be a tough loss for the Steelers.
Sacks last year. Ugh. That's bad news. Good win for Pittsburgh, though. Both backs in the game. Rodgers surveying. Dillon off his hands and incomplete as Kendricks was closing in.
3rd and 8.
Rodgers had to get rid of that one. Well, if you didn't win Terry's money today, that's okay. You have a chance to win it every NFL Sunday playing Fox Super 6. Simply download the free-to-play Super 6 app now. Pick 6 outcomes from next week's NFL Sunday Challenge for a chance to win $100,000. Brings up a 3rd down and 8.
Something strong, Trev. Something real strong.
Play clock at 1. Pressure up the middle. Rodgers
goes down. He is sacked.
It's the ex-Packers at Arius Smith.
3 and out.
The protection just broke down. You're going to see Randall Cobb starting this slot. He gets a little traffic. He comes across wide open. Aaron Rodgers is trying to find him, but you're going to see Zadarius Smith lines up over the right guard, Jake Hanson. That's a tough matchup. A guy like Zadarius Smith, he doesn't always have to be on the edge. When you get into must-pass situations like they were there on 3rd and 8, they can move him all the way up and pick their matchup. Jake Hanson's in there because they moved Royce Newman to right tackle, so the little musical chairs we referenced earlier, and they found their matchup up front.
And that punt goes out of bounds. Looks like inside the 10 from Pat O'Donnell, the new Packers punter. So A sack from Smith. Vikings get the ball back, and they're up 7 here in the first.
Rodgers is having offensive troubles. But I think we expected this because of the way he was talking weeks prior to this game. So I'm really not surprised. I guess myself, I'm just thinking that like he's going to figure out a way to get it together. You know, if they've got to rely on the run game and do some short passes, maybe get Cobb heavily involved. Jones is going to have to be a workhorse. That's just what it is. All right, guys, so we got 38 viewers, 17 likes. Let's try to get to 25. We need 8 more likes, 8 more thumbs up, so we can get to 25 likes. That's our next goal. Let's make sure we're smashing that like, that thumbs up button. It is much appreciated. Thank you for the support. 8 more likes, 8 more thumbs up gets us to that 25 mark. It's going to be a long season. Yeah, man. With the way it's looking. You know, you've got Aaron Rodgers on his back. In week 1, it doesn't look good. Does not look good at all. I think the talk of football is going to be this Baker Mayfield. It's going to be heavy discussion.
Touchdown. Christian Watson, his first attempt, the rookie, dropped it. Of course, Rodgers is not in love with that result. And then this was interesting, Greg. The 2 rookie receivers here, Dobbs and Watson. Dobbs, there was a miscommunication in that series about a route with him. So it's going to be fascinating to see, I think, if Rodgers remains confident in them as the game goes on.
Yeah, and Aaron's not a patient guy. He'd be the first to admit that. He doesn't have a lot of time to wait for these guys to develop, but he's going to have to develop some level of patience and bring these guys along.
Here's Madison, who comes in the game and running back for the
big
first
run
time today.
for about
That's a pretty
6
good
yards.
Start. Going to pick up 6 yards on the ground.
You know, just to finish up on talking about Aaron and dealing with that, he's not accustomed to. We asked him. We said, would you prefer, you know, a bunch of Randall Cobbs, very veteran type players with a lot of experience,
hung it up, huh?
Do you like having the ability to kind of mold these rookies to your liking? He said, if I could take 10 Randall Cobbs, I would, but there is something nice about working with these rookies. They're young, they're wide-eyed, and they absorb everything. He said, listen, we don't have a ton of time to wait for them to develop.
Pressure right up the middle, gets rid of it to the fullback.
Ham gets rid of it on the screen.
And Ham makes something out of nothing and picks up a first down. Boy, it looked like
Vikings
Cousins
first
was going to get dropped by Dean Lowry, but it turned it into a positive play.
Yeah, and I think C.J. Ham's a guy, in the midst of all of these weapons that they have, you see Lowry here putting pressure pretty quick. It was just a bust up front. But C.J. Ham, he's not the star. He's, you know, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. There's so many weapons, but he was one of the few guys, one of the many guys that Kevin O'Connell brought up. He said this was something I didn't necessarily have in Los Angeles. You know, it's a little more we're used to seeing with Kyle Shanahan and the use of the fullback out in San Francisco.
And in there in the eye, give it to Alexander Madison again, following that block. And a short run as maybe the final seconds of that first quarter wind down for Minnesota. It's nice to have Madison, who's really good secondary back, just doesn't play that often when Dalvin Cook is healthy because Cook is so good. And look, they're going to go quick here, try to get in one more play.
Sometimes they just try to get him to jump off sides, and they went off to take a delay, just trying to get a free 5.
That's going to
like
be the end of the first quarter. Your score
so
is going to be Vikings
the end of the first quarter.
7, Green Bay 0, as Aaron Rodgers struggles with his offense. We'll see what happens, though. Still a lot of football left. End of the first quarter. 7-zip Vikings. Going around the league, we've got Giants 0, Titans 7. Raiders and Chargers still stuck at 3 apiece. Chiefs and Cardinals. Chiefs 14, Cardinals 7. Texas ended a tie. I guess I'll take it. So, I always wonder, like, how does that work on the money line when teams tie? Yo, I just realized he said that too. Like, I'm glad you mentioned it. He definitely said that. He's like, would you like 10 Randall Cobbs or 10 rookies you can mold? Like, what? Obvious. It's crazy. It's like, would you prefer Tom Brady or Gardner Minshew? What? Oh. Wild. Give me good old Gardner Minshew. Remember the hype around him? He had so much hype. Will you stream on Christmas Eve? Yeah, I will. It's Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, I wouldn't know.
League, 37 years old.
Christmas
Only
Eve,
his
though.
former boss Sean McVay is younger, a year younger, but
Thanksgiving I've
it's been a pretty
streamed.
nice start for him, and
I enjoy it.
you know, spending time with him
I
like you did the other day.
I like being online
it's
with you
pretty
guys.
obvious to see the
Makes it
vibe
fun.
that he's brought to the building. I mean, he is so energetic and so excited,
Oof.
but he's also very smart. Get to that in a second.
I just sold a ton of his
Second
rookie
quarter,
cards
7-0
before
Minnesota.
week
Second and
1.
7, they're
I'm
balling
so
around
glad.
30. They're going to give it up the gut to Madison, who
run
plows
from
forward to be a
Madison.
third down. And what a nice
Maybe
moment
about
this was
2
on
yards
the field
short
with
of first
O'Connell
down.
and his family before the game, you know, shaking hands. And you know, you think about all the stuff that he was feeling today. But I thought this was interesting. Obviously, he comes from that Rams tree. Sean McVay now has so many of his coaches that are out successful in the league. He said, the thing that I'm trying to do is that McVay maybe watches the game today and doesn't know some of the stuff he's seeing, which I thought was fascinating.
Which goes hand in hand with what we said earlier when Kirk Cousins said, you know, I thought I was going to get a lot of carryover from my time with him in Washington. Because when I inherited this playbook, you know, I looked at coach and said, Coach, I don't know any of this.
Third down, pressure coming.
Ooh,
Cousins has to
big
get rid of it,
hit
and it's
on
incomplete.
Cousins.
Thielen, the nearest receiver, but Kenny Clark just blew that play up.
My goodness.
Oh, Kenny Clark, you're going to see him here. He's lined up over the rookie. Ingram, the right guard.
3 and out.
He just wins on a swim move. Look, inside swim. Ingram's got no chance there. This defense, as we've talked, this defense is built on this rush, right? We just talked about McVay out in the Rams with
Yeah,
Aaron
Bills and
Donald.
the Bears.
Kenny Clark is their
24th.
Aaron
Yeah, I'll be
Donald.
up
I don't
for
know if
that,
anybody's quite to his level, but
Without a
they
doubt.
believe he's as good a nose tackle as there is in the NFL.
Every Bills
You
game.
saw it right there.
Rodgers goes over with a fair catch, and Green Bay will take over. Still 7-0. Vikings, and now Aaron Rodgers trying to get Green Bay's offense going. Next.
All right, so Rodgers back with the ball after the quick commercial break. Still 7-zip. Could Brady win in Jacksonville? That's a good question. I mean, it's definitely possible. I just think, the quarterback position is the biggest issue for Jacksonville. Right? I mean, if you have a great quarterback, they're going to be able to use their targets, figure it out. I mean, you got to have some talent, which, they got some talent down there. Those dudes get paid the same way as everyone else to win games. But,
For the Vikings is Ed Donatel. Mike Zimmer called the defense as head coach for the last
Put me on the roster,
he has been around his 32nd year in the NFL. Last 3 years he was under Vic Fangio in Denver. Running a scheme, as Greg Olson told us all last night at dinner, it's kind of become the rage of the NFL now, right?
It is. We're seeing both teams today kind of running the same philosophy again. It stems back to, you mentioned that Vic Fangio family. And I'll tell you, when I was a player, I used to hate playing against. You see all these guys back here? There's no space.
Rodgers on the fake, trying to find that space. Here's
the
Tunyon.
pass. That's going to be a catch.
Back from an ACL surgery and a big gain, and welcome back. Good to see him running free again, and for Green Bay, it's a gain of 23.
Yeah, I'm happy for Tunyon. He's a guy who's battled a lot coming back. You're going to see him here as the tight end. You mentioned this is just a zone. A lot of these coverages are just going to be zones, and then they're going to match up. You see Hicks, the linebacker, was late getting to his spot. It's nice to see him back from that ACL injury. He told me before the game, he's like, man, I just got to get my feet back under me. However many snaps I get is a win. I'm just thrilled that I made my deadline of week 1, so got to be happy for him.
Here's Dillon.
Dylan's getting a little space.
Sneaks through up to
2 yards in the
45,
run.
Maybe the 46 on a short game.
We highlighted that deep umbrella coverage there on that Tunyon catch, KB, and I think it's important for everyone to understand what a big drastic change a lot of that is versus the Mike Zimmer style. Harrison Smith, they're all pro safety for years, kind of made his name as being around the box, and you'd see a lot of pre-snap motion of him starting in the box and then running deep to play safety. This entire coverage is about setting depth and then inserting the safeties in the secondary down into their zones. That's what makes it very hard pre-snap on these quarterbacks.
2nd and 7.
Second down. Rodgers, quick throw
Good
again.
throw.
Jones, is wide open
Jones
on
the move. First down and a lot
upended
more.
Inside the 35.
22 yards.
So a couple of big plays for the first time for this Packers offense. That one picks up 22.
And I love what Green Bay's doing here. The first couple of series were a little bit of a struggle, dealt with some drops and issues. Now they're just getting back to their bread and butter. Nobody throws the ball in the flat, get the ball out of his hand quicker than Aaron Rodgers does. We mentioned Aaron Jones is going to have to be a guy who contributes more like last year in the playoffs, in that playoff loss, catching 10 balls. They've got to find a way to not just hand it to him. He's got to contribute in the passing game as they try to make up for this lack of production as they try to replace Davante Adams.
Play clock winding down. Rodgers
Play action.
on the fake. Coming near side.
A quick throw and a catch.
And run. Tripped up from behind by Jordan Hicks. But Dillon with really good
the Packers
hands.
have gotten a nice little offensive.
And so for Green Bay fans wondering about
series
Davante Adams, that's what he's doing right now with the Raiders, with his old buddy Derek Carr. 59 yards, as the Chargers, though, just took the lead over the Raiders, 10-3. So Adams 59, Packers current receiver 6. And probably be a running tally throughout the year, let's face it.
I have a feeling that's going to be a storyline that's very closely monitored.
That was out. Alan Lazard just showed you who's out today as well. We might talk about it once or twice. Best drive of the day for the Packers. Oh, a little flip. Here's Watson, the rookie, getting involved. His first touch.
Watson's on the move.
Inside the 15
a nice little
is
hit.
Watson. So Matt LaFleur goes back
about
to him.
6 yards
Gonna pick
out
up
of it.
7 on the little end around.
And that felt good. I'll tell you, he's walking off the field now. He can catch his breath. Just to get the ball back in his hands, have the team come back to him. Smart play calling there by Matt LaFleur. Get your young player recovered, get him back into the flow of the game after some early struggles. It's the sign of a coach who really understands what it takes to develop these young players, and not just, how often do we see a young rookie fumble or something and then spends the rest of the game on the sideline.
Second down, quick throw. Sammy Watkins has his first grab. And
Watkins gets the first down.
And that'll be good for a 1st and goal for Green Bay. Talk about the new receivers. Watkins obviously has been around the league for a long, long time. First year in Green Bay. He comes off a year in Baltimore where he had career lows really across the board. But brought in not only for his, the fact that he is a veteran and knows what to do, but he was with Matt LaFleur 2017 with the Rams, and they had a pretty good year, so they are familiar with each other. First and goal, Jones.
Jones up the middle for about 2 yards.
This is an area, Greg, that Green Bay really struggled in last year, actually. You'd think they'd be so good with all the weapons, especially with Adams, but they were only 19th in the NFL in red zone scoring last year, where they were #1 the year before.
Yeah, it was very uncharacteristic, and you can't really put your finger on it. I don't know if sometimes are you so dependent on one player, right? Are they so dependent in the past on Davante Adams that when they get down here deep in the red zone, it's a little easier to put a top over him and contain him? I don't know. I think we've got to figure that out. That's been something that's very uncharacteristic compared to years past for this Green Bay offense.
Play clock winding down, and Rodgers turns
around. It's going to lead to a Green Bay timeout.
So the second timeout for the Packers, and they'll talk it over with 9:24 to go in the half. Time for today's player resume, brought to you by
All right, so quick commercial break. I've been getting better cards. So listen, here's so funny. I got a bunch of Optic, and then I had like 10 mega boxes, and I ended up getting like 7 Trevor Lawrence rookies. I sold all of them last week for like good money. Guarantee you they're worth like at least 20% less than what I sold them for now. Guarantee it. So yeah, I got a couple that I'm keeping as well too. But yeah, Prism Mega's terrible. Retail is terrible. Had to move on. Dunross is where it's at now.
The magic down here just comes down to the guy with the ball in his hand, and that magic last year, for whatever reason, just wasn't working out.
Second and goal. Rodgers comes back, sets up a nice little pass underneath.
That's going to be no
Jones
gain.
Has nowhere to go because Harrison Smith made a terrific play.
Minnesota defense
Third and goal.
stepping up.
We mentioned Harrison Smith. He's played at a high level in this league for a long time. He started that play, KB, about 8 yards, 7 yards deep in the end zone. You see him, he's right here, and he's just, his eyes are on the quarterback. Zone defense, eyes are on the quarterback. They try a little slip screen out of the backfield, and he rallies from his free safety position to make a tackle for no gain.
Third and goal. Rodgers pumps, throws in the flat.
Dylan.
Nice cut.
Oh,
Dylan
big hit.
upended just shy of the goal line. It brings up fourth and goal from the 1.
We've seen on this drive, you mentioned at the start of the show, they're trying to find a way to get the ball in these running backs' hands. Does he go down? Yeah, he's down. He was kind of riding the back of the defender for a while. Took a shot in the chops by Harrison Smith.
You definitely got to go for this, without a doubt.
Fourth down. We saw Kevin O'Connell already go for it once on fourth down in his opening drive, and now Matt LaFleur is going to return the favor. Looks like they're going to call timeout. They couldn't get their personnel on the field.
Yeah, the Vikings are going to use their first timeout to talk it over with a 4th and 1. We'll be right back after this message from Geico.
So we've got 8 minutes left here in the second quarter. Score is still 7-0 Vikings. All right, here we go. So we got some new action. Chargers 10, Raiders 3, Chiefs 20, Cardinals 7. It's kind of what I expected for the Chiefs, to be honest.
In goal from the 1.
Yeah, so every play caller has on their play call sheet, so in this case, Matt LaFleur, they have got to have it situations, whether it's 3rd and short, 4th and short, goal to go situations like this is their #1 call on the top of their play sheet. They've worked this all week for this exact situation. We'll see what they have up their sleeve.
They have A.J. Dillon up the
Dillon pushed. That's going to be a goal line stand.
A goal line stand for the Vikings.
Wow, Phillip called it.
A great change up there by Ed Donatel.
That's crazy.
Talk about it when we come out of that break, but what a stand there by this Minnesota defense.
Minnesota defense stepping
Dillon
up.
gets stopped at the 1. Vikings take over.
So crazy. Man, Green Bay's having a tough time right now. Hate to see it, but Minnesota came to play. All right, guys, so we got 30 viewers, 21 likes. Let's try to get that up to 25. We need 4 more. 4 more likes, 4 more thumbs up, and we'll hit that goal of 25 likes, 25 thumbs up. Make sure we're smashing that thumbs up button. It is much appreciated. It helps support me and helps support the stream. And I do thank you for your support. 4 more likes, guys. Make sure you're smashing that thumbs up as we get through this commercial break. Panini rookie cards are best to sell ASAP. Yeah, man. Now, I learned my lesson like last year, bro. It was, when you hold on to certain stuff and boys don't pan out, a card could be worth like $100, and then next thing you know, it's worth $30, $40 or close to nothing.
With Thursday Night Football.
So Thursday, we've got the Chiefs versus the
Darius
Chargers.
Smith is his
That's
read.
going to be a good one.
But look, with Mercedes Lewis out here with a corner on him, Aaron Rodgers thinks that this is zone. So now watch, Mercedes comes in. See Harrison Smith make the call. Pause it. They matched it, man. He's thinking it's zone. He has no one open to throw the ball to. That's a zone concept off the zone read.
I feel like Aaron could have just ran that in.
What a great change up there. Harrison Smith making the call, and ultimately, and Donatel throwing a little curveball going to man coverage there in the red zone.
And then Darius Smith again against his old team, also has a sack today. Is now Cook just trying to get it out from his own end zone.
And Cook's going to get about 4 yards.
These week 1
Second
games
and
are so
6.
challenging. You try to play to the tendencies of what you know about these coaches, right? So in this case, they know Ed Donatel, his background with Vic Fangio. It's such a zone-based. The previous 3 snaps were all zone coverage in the red zone on that last drive. They call a zone read type play, but all of a sudden they match man. It throws off the entire element of the play that they're looking to gain advantage on, and Darius Smith is unblocked by design.
Cook again.
Cook
nice
pushes.
Hole. Up near a first down. Should
Close
have
to
it.
the first down.
Get that running game going for Minnesota. 3 straight Pro Bowls for Dalvin.
Oh, without a
Cook,
doubt,
and that'll move the
Cupcake.
chains.
Yeah, it's something else to keep in mind. Anytime you see an offensive coach, in this case Matt LaFleur, go for it on a goal-to-go situation on 4th down on the 1-yard line, it's not only how he feels about his offense, it also speaks volumes to how he feels about his defense.
See what Dak's
the idea
going to
is,
do.
okay, we get stopped. The hope is you hold them to a 3-and-out, you force a punt, you get the ball at midfield. In this case, Minnesota, their backed-up offense, the first down is always the most important. At the very least now when you punt, you don't give them a short field.
Cook, right side, good hole.
Cook, nice run.
Again,
Pushes for the first down.
Pushes the pile for 12 yards.
Yeah, Cook's wearing number 4.
That's his longest run of the day.
We've mentioned this Sean McVay influence. So much is made of this coaching tree. This pre-snap motion has given Green Bay a lot of struggles in the run game with their fits. Kevin O'Connell kind of alluded to the fact that he was going to allow Kirk Cousins to get up there in this sort of up-tempo style offense, one-word plays and just snap it and go.
Play action.
Cousins steps away. Cousins
deep
loading
pass.
Up, deep.
Jefferson is wide open.
Inside the 20, taken down.
And that's going to be a 64-yard pass.
A big one up top to Justin Jefferson.
My goodness.
64 yards.
And the little movement in the pocket. Nobody's ever going to confuse Kirk Cousins for Lamar Jackson, but watch at the top after the play fake, his ability to step up in the pocket and just give Justin Jefferson that extra time to beat Adrian Amos. Something Green Bay prides themselves on is not giving up the big play. They were amongst the top in the league last year.
1st and 10.
But they can't cover that long.
Cousins, near side. Osborne catches it right into traffic. Clay Walker again on the tackle. He's had an active first half, has the rookie. Jefferson, we did the game last year when they played each other here, and Jefferson went off, and he was open all the time. Similar there, maybe some miscommunication.
Yeah, it seemed for some reason, that when Justin Jefferson, you saw in the replay, he kind of geared down. I don't know if he thought that he had to go scramble rules when Kirk broke from the top of his drop. But it seemed like Adrian Amos just kind of stopped and got flat-footed. I'm not sure if he thought the quarterback was scrambling as well and came off his spot, but by design, this defense is built to keep the ball underneath.
Cook's going to run again. He's going to
be short of a first down as well. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 1.5 yards. We just had
3rd
that
and
graphic
2.
on. Remember when Justin Jefferson came out of LSU? I was like, oh, he's only a slot guy. He had the most deep targets in the league last year. So I think we could safely say everyone was wrong on that one.
Yeah, and there's not many guys in the league, Kev, who can play in the slot, can be a possession receiver, who can do pre-snap movement and motions and still get into their routes, jump balls. You saw him there in there's just not a lot of guys who can do everything. Kevin O'Connell told us, he said he's the ultimate weapon. It's on me where I put him to gain advantage, as you see him go in motion again into this 2-man stack.
3rd and 2. Cousins looks that way. Can't find
Cousins
it. The end
throws it. That's
is he in? No. Jefferson got his hands on it, couldn't bring it in bounds. And a 4th and 2 and another decision for Kevin O'Connell.
So close.
Looks like he's going to go for it. Let's take a look here. He's trying to drag.
He got
left.
One. Nope.
Yeah, he's out of bounds. What do you think, Mike? He's out?
No question he's out.
Yeah,
he's got it. You can't just have that left foot hit twice, for example. You've got to get the right foot down also. That's
so close.
Yeah, he just couldn't quite.
He reeled it in,
though.
though.
That right foot was so extended behind him. He couldn't quite slap that toe down. But again, great play design. They got the matchup they wanted with the motion. You see him settle here for a few. Oh, I think we got a substitution penalty.
Well, the play clock was winding down because Kevin O'Connell was trying to decide what to do.
Yeah, they'll just take the 5 yards. They're not worried about it.
Play game. Offense number 14. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Bill Vinovich, our referee, first penalty of the game, but still a short field goal. And that's the way he was going anyway.
Yeah, I think in that situation now to go up by 10, it wasn't 4th and real short. It was 4th and a good solid 2. I think at this stage in the game, you just gained all that momentum off the big 4th down stop to then hand it right back to Green Bay. Would be a real big win, confidence boost on the Green Bay sideline. So I think now to take a chip shot to go up 10-0. I think it's the right move.
Greg Joseph, 28-yard field goal. By the way, so nice to have Mike Pereira with us in the booth. Imagine the crowd if they could have Mike just
I mean, take the 3
crowd and everyone would say, "Oh, okay."
Make it a two-possession game.
They wanted a touchdown. For us, it's easy. We just ask Mike.
Never know what's going to happen in the next 4 minutes.
And Joseph
field goal is good.
Through. Well, Justin Jefferson's had some first half.
And
that's
going to put Minnesota up 10
yards. Here's part of it on that
0.
bomb. And he almost had his second touchdown of the day. Oh,
and
so
we
close.
have 3 minutes and 54 seconds left in this second quarter before half. We need 3 more likes, guys. 3 more likes, 3 more thumbs up gets us to that 25 mark, our first goal. So make sure we're smashing that like, that thumbs up. It is much appreciated. 3 more gets us to that 25 before we come back from the commercial break. Halftime, I'm going to grab some food. I'm starving. Feel like everybody's really just preparing for that Cowboys-Buccaneers game. The hype is real. The hype is real for that Cowboys-Buccaneers game. I'm excited for it. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm excited for it. I think everyone wants to see how Tom's gonna play. If he still has that laser sharp arm. If he slowed down any. And then on Dak's side, they're gonna want to see if he can finally prove himself. So I just hope it lives up to the hype. That's what I hope for. Yo, we're well behind. That's the worst thing about it. Like, we're so behind right now. But that's because, like, I had to start a little bit late. Couldn't start early. Algorithm's killing me right now. So it's a little difficult to get the likes up. But we'll get there. Bro, the Bucs are going to win because they have Julio Jones. I don't know, man. Hopefully they have the chemistry. You know, that's the big thing. We'll see, though.
But it's 10-0 Minnesota. Jefferson's got 111 yards and a touchdown in the first half. And it's all starting pretty well for Kevin O'Connell in his Vikings coaching debut. Packers have that good drive, but denied on a 4th and goal. Aaron Andrews had a really nice interview with Aaron Rodgers on the pregame show. But EA, what's the temperature of Aaron right now?
Well, as you can imagine, first half not going the way he wanted. We've seen him visibly frustrated over here on the sidelines. I asked him what it's been like without Devontae Adams so far, and he said, it's been strange not to have my security blanket. Okay. Greg, you said Rodgers, he's going to need to be patient. Well, Aaron telling me there's no patience right now to get settled into this season. We play some pretty good defenses in the first 4 weeks, and like we said earlier, there is no grace period. He knows these guys are going to have to learn, but what did he tell us? You don't have 13 weeks, you got 3 weeks.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to go in that locker room and let them boys have it, without a doubt.
See if they could get it going here as this game goes on. Did have a nice drive last time. See if they could build on that. Aaron Jones in the backfield. Rodgers,
nice play action.
He wanted it's incomplete. Really
couldn't make nothing out of it.
No one was there. Patrick Jones on the pressure for Minnesota.
Yeah, again, Green Bay's trying to set up a hard play action and try to get those deep crossers through the middle, but that's the strength of this defense. We saw in the last drive. I think Green Bay, Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers, go back to the last drive. All their success in the flats, meaning from the ball out shallow, out to the sideline, and then in the middle of the field, shallow. That's the vulnerabilities of this defense. It's not set up to get a lot of those deep shots, especially down 10.
Near side, Tyler Davis, the tight end, makes the catch. Not involved in the offense very often. Had 4 catches all of last year. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, and Green Bay's ability to be a little bit more efficient
that's
on
what
first
makes it
and second down than they've been.
Makes it
they
interesting.
Find themselves now
Cowboys
a lot in
at
these
home.
3rd down situations where this front in Minnesota can just pin their ears back. You see Zadarius Smith over here with Danielle Hunter on the same side. I'm going to put the back over there. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they try to bring some help to this two-man side here. It's actually DJ Wanham over there with Zadarius Smith.
Rodgers, patient, fires incomplete. That was a hot one in the flat for Aaron
4th
Jones.
and
He
7, 3 and
out.
out.
A punt coming for the Packers.
Yeah, they're just out of sorts right now. You know, we're not used to seeing this out of an Aaron Rodgers-led offense. You know, you got to imagine, is there a little bit of pressing? Are they trying to, you know, make things happen that aren't there? You know, just they're going to have to find a way here. Hope, you know, they're going to try to get another possession before the half, but they're going to find a way at halftime to regroup and find a few things they feel confident about and kind of hang their hat there.
So Pat O'Donnell, the longtime Bear, coming over to Green Bay to punt it away. Jalen Reagor hasn't had a chance to return one yet. Going to try to do it this time and breaks the tackle.
Broke the tackle.
Rager sliding his way
something
across
out
the
of it.
25 where the
Back to
Vikings will take
26.
over. 2:58 to go in this first half. Vikings football in their lead. It's 10-0.
Interesting. Vikings get the ball back after Rodgers unable to figure out what's going on with his offense. We got 44 votes. We're at 50% for who's going to win this thing. Literally 50%. Undecided. Vikings, Packers both at 50 out of 44 votes. Two more likes, guys. 2 more likes, and we'll hit this 25 mark. So make sure we're still smashing that thumbs up button. We just need 2 more, and we'll hit 25 before halftime. Oh, we must have got one, so we need 1 more for the first goal. You should be well over that, though. More votes than likes. Come on, you guys. I'd take Dallas more seriously if they went at home. Yeah, I mean, you know, week 1 at your own house. You got to make it happen. But we'll see.
We letting him do this? Like, why are we not taking away their best player? This shows you right now, you don't know where he's going to line up. It's very hard as a defensive coordinator to set your coverage responsibilities when the target is moving, right? If he was just lining up as the single side receiver, he could cloud it, he could double it. But you see here, his ability to move pre-snap, line up in the slot, line up as the #1 receiver, meaning the furthest from the ball to either direction. They don't know where he's going to be. So a lot of these calls have to be right before the snap, and he, like Kevin O'Connell said, he's the ultimate weapon because of his versatility and how smart he is.
So here are the Vikings. Going to hand it off, and a nice hole right off the
move.
middle, and
Cook.
nearly 10 yards.
9-yard
first
run.
down to Cook. Let's go down to Tom.
Kevin, to amplify there what Greg was saying, talking to Justin Jefferson this week, he said he didn't really understand why people thought he should be only a slot receiver. He'd only played that position one time his final season at LSU. He believed he was a threat that could take the top off of defenses, and certainly he's shown it.
That's going to be thrown away by Cousins as he was pressured
there by Preston Smith.
3rd and 1.
Tom, go ahead and finish.
He also talked about his incredible excitement when he found out that Kevin O'Connell was going to be the head coach here. Obviously, immediately the comparison started with Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson. And he said, yes, he has great admiration for Kupp, but again, he didn't want to just be used, guys, in that slot position. And I think, Greg, what you point out proves that already in game 1, half 1, we're seeing Justin Jefferson deployed in every position to try to maximize his talent, a la Kupp.
3rd and 1 here first. 2:33 to go in the half. It is Cook looking for one, and that'll be enough to move the chains. Well, it's interesting on the Kupp comparison, obviously, because O'Connell just coached him, but is that what it's going to be here?
I think there were a lot of questions. I think anytime a play caller comes from another team where they have such a prominent weapon, of course, being Cooper Kupp, you know, I think there's always going to be comparisons, but based off previous years' usage, the last 2 years, Justin Jefferson didn't do a lot of pre-snap movement. He didn't, you know, he got set in different spots, but he didn't move around very often. So early on, we're starting to see a lot of similarities that Kevin O'Connell brought with him from LA.
He's moving and he's catching
so we are
a lot.
Currently on
Vikings,
the
2-minute
warning. It's going to lead us to a commercial break. Score is 10 Vikings, Packers 0. As far as your scores around the league, your Giants have 0. Titans 13. Raiders 3. Chargers 17. That's shaping to be a blowout. Kansas City Chiefs 20. Arizona Cardinals 7. I wonder how many yards Herbert has. Yeah, you know, everybody was dogging the Giants, and I had some hope for them. Shout out to you guys for getting that 25 likes. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the support. Let's keep it going. See what Herbert's doing here. Current stats. He's got 173 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Going into the half. Man, I had high hopes for Carr, too. It's going to be an interesting season. The way things are shaping up. Got Miami balling. Steelers beat the Bengals. It's crazy. Definitely feel like I don't know why. Something's telling me just go with the Buccaneers, but just got a feeling Cowboys at home. Brady might take that L today.
And Justin Jefferson's had a monster first half, 111 yards and a touchdown. And so the Vikings have a first down, 2 timeouts to go. Plenty of time for them. They'll run it to Cook. Gets away from Campbell.
Cook still on his feet.
Making people
9-yard run.
Another first down, and he should have another one.
Yeah, I was just going to say, prior to coming out of the break, if Kevin O'Connell, we're going to get an idea here of how aggressive he wants to be. Really what he's trying to do is get a new fresh first down and get on the other side, right? Cross the 50, get into Green Bay's territory. Then you can go into more of a prototypical 2-minute style offense. What you don't want to do is backed up on your side of the field, get pass happy, and all of a sudden now you give another possession. So I'm not surprised to see them stay on the ground there as they manage their timeouts in the final minute 30.
Said Cook was a yard short, by the way, so second down.
Quick
Get it to
pass.
Cook in the flat. Gets a couple
Cook
of
again.
big blocks
It's
into
a first
Green Bay
down and
territory,
some.
another first down. And Onier thought it was interesting because O'Connell told us, hey, you know, it's also play calling. It's when to be conservative.
Trubisky
keep
for
it out of
MVP,
Aaron
huh?
Rodgers' hands, kind of like
I still
right
think
here,
they should have went
Right, so
Kenny
now,
Pickett.
right now you're going to
Kenny
see
looked
the
nice out
Vikings,
there.
they're up on the line. They're in a little bit more with a minute to go. They feel now that they can get into a little more of a 2-minute style drive. You don't want to do that coming out of the 2-minute warning. Couple incomplete passes. Green Bay still has a timeout. All of a sudden, they steal a possession.
Near side, Jefferson again.
Pass Jefferson.
Another grab and has another first down for Minnesota. He picks up 12 more.
Just a simple route here. We mentioned on the other side of the ball, the voids of this defense is out here in the flat. We've seen Green Bay try to exploit it on Minnesota's defense, but we've seen Kirk Cousins be able to have a lot of room to work out there. This time it was Rasul Douglas earlier in the game. We saw Quay kind of struggle getting out there in the flat, matching up with Justin Jefferson. There's just so much room right now. They've got to find a way to get closer to these receivers and close down these cushions.
Cousins over the middle.
Quick throw.
See that wide open.
My
Jefferson
goodness,
again.
Jefferson
Inside the 10, lunging
is
for the end
balling,
zone.
and that's a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Wow. Justin Jefferson is looking top tier right now.
Well, we just
Without
talked
a
about
doubt.
it, KB. You cross the 50, now you can open it up. You're going to see Justin Jefferson. When you start throwing underneath here, and you got guys, you're going to see Irv Smith kind of hold this underneath coverage. Again, Quay Walker, he sees Irv Smith come up, just putting layers into the defense. There's no reason, though, that the best player on the field should be that wide open in a in a 2-minute drive before the half. They're all out of whack right now with their zone coverages. Minnesota's making them pay. How good is he?
Let's bring in Mike Pereira. Mike, they're just reviewing the score. They ruled touchdown. Did he get the ball inside there, do you think?
And they did confirm it. So he went inbound from inbounds to out of bounds without touching down in the end zone. So therefore, he's got to get the ball over the top or inside the pylon, which he did. So they confirmed
He broke
touchdown.
the plank. He got the
We
touchdown.
get the thanks, Mike. The earliest MVP chance of the year, by the way, here in Minneapolis for Justin Jefferson. Extra point by Joseph.
An extra
up
point is
and
good.
So how about
Wow,
that?
so your
Kirk
score is
Cousins
going to be
and Justin
17
Jefferson. What a duo.
Minnesota Vikings,
17-0. Let's find
0
out what's coming up the half with Kurt Menefee.
Green Bay.
Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Show, we've got scores and highlights from around the league, including the Chiefs and Cardinals and Raiders and Chargers. Join me, Terry.
So yeah, it's another interesting take on things that has happened today. I didn't think Miami would beat New England the way they did, and I didn't think the Vikings would be beating Green Bay like the way they are. But here we are.
He showed you, and if you've watched a minute of the NFL, you know that Justin Jefferson was already great. This is some start. He and Kirk Cousins in lockstep in this new offense from Kevin O'Connell, and a 17-0 advantage. And Green Bay, only one timeout left. See how aggressive they want to be. Well, reminder to start Saturday strong. We got some college football coming up. Big noon Saturday. Game of the week, number 6 Oklahoma battling Nebraska, followed by number 12 BYU, taking on number 25 Oregon. Then in primetime, third-ranked Ohio State hosting Toledo
Nebraska.
at the Horseshoe at 7 Eastern. It's all on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Yeah, if Jefferson played Green Bay every week, he'd be
the Packers got
the
next
next Jerry Rice.
It's been
this
similar.
point.
It's 17-0 this year. One timeout, 35 seconds.
He's got one shot now to try to get a chunk play, and he can be tackled in bounds. He's got one shot at it.
Pressure coming though. He's in trouble.
Rodgers, deep throw.
Cobb is there with Harrison Smith.
That's intercepted.
Harrison Smith is there for the interception.
Wow. My goodness.
And now Minnesota has 2 timeouts with 27 seconds left.
Yeah, Rodgers just kind of broke contain there on a scramble drill. He had Randall Cobb open.
Like, I don't understand why Aaron Rodgers
is
is mad. Like, you threw that ball, bro. You should have never threw that ball.
Overthrew it. He took a big hit here at the end from Harrison. From Zadarius Smith, his old teammate there, came and gave him a good. You can see Smith just go up and high point that ball over the top of Randall Cobb. As I was saying, he had Cobb open on the scramble. With the pressure, the ball just kind of floated. See Rodgers pretty heated here.
Well, Matt LaFleur trying to figure out what's going on here. This has been, and really from the start, right? I mean, you think about it, Christian Watson dropped the opening pass, would have been a touchdown, and not much has gone right. Now, the Vikings have an opportunity here with 2 timeouts. See how aggressive they want to be.
Quick play on the screen.
And he's tackled right away by Devondre Campbell. And that may change their thinking a little. We'll see. Vikings will use a timeout. Well, Aaron Rodgers does not throw interceptions at all, but he hasn't thrown one in years.
All right, Justin.
395
Have a good
pass
night,
attempts
man.
against the division, which is nuts.
See you in the next one.
Yeah, we talked at the open here. There's been a lot of turnover, right? Of course, Aaron Rodgers is always the constant, but there's been offensive staff turnover. Of course, his weapons around him. We've talked a lot about Devontae Adams being traded to the Raiders. It's just sometimes early in the season, regardless of how special Aaron Rodgers is, sometimes the play around you just takes a little time to get caught up to regular season speed. And so far in the first half, that's what we're seeing. You see a lot of body language on the Green Bay sideline. You know, one of these veterans at halftime is going to have to pull them together and say, hey, we've got to come out with a little more energy, a little more body language. You see a lot of guys sitting around. They've got to change that.
Second down. Cousins over the middle, and it's not going to do very much.
Maybe a catch, but I feel like he's
may be content to let this time run down here. They're going to call their last timeout.
Nope, they call a timeout.
They will.
And final timeout, Minnesota. 30-second timeout.
So, look, I think if you're Kevin O'Connell, here you are, first-year head coach. I mean, you couldn't have scripted anything possibly better than this, right?
No, you have your division rival. You have who's been the hallmark of the entire conference now for the last few years, and a team that they're really trying to emulate. They're trying to kind of take a similar path that Green Bay started years back with the hiring of Matt LaFleur. Another coach in a similar mold coming in to change the culture. And, you know, it's a long season, but halfway through week 1.
Matt and Zach, yeah, man,
that change
that's what it's looking like.
Going in the right direction.
Good to see Mike Pereira down there.
I said the same thing. You know, why was Rodgers getting mad? He threw the ball.
Let's go.
I mean,
should have never threw
that angle.
That'll be it for the year, by the way. We've had enough. Just FYI.
Make sure Russo knows that's in our contract.
So looks like they're resetting the game clock here. Vikings use their timeout.
Yeah, I mean, they got to make it interesting, right?
Oh, Mike tells us they're going to look at this play to see if it was.
I mean, if Minnesota just runs away with this thing, you'd be looking at a 40-point game, and that'll just be nuts.
As we just said, the half has been perfect, right, for Minnesota.
Could you imagine 40 to like 3?
Just how aggressive do you want to be here? I mean, are you feeling good? Or are you going to take really try another shot in a long field goal?
Yeah, I've seen that, bro.
Going to try. I think
Justin Fields definitely
they had 2 timeouts. You know, they tried
surprised
the
everybody.
Jet screen out to the left side for no gain. You see here the Irv Smith catch. Yeah, it looks like he lost it. Don't you think, Mike, that ball came out? Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason they reviewed this, you wouldn't think, now, why would they review this at this point? But actually, the timeout is saved now, so
Absolutely.
Minnesota gets their timeout back.
I think that's, if you're Minnesota here and Kevin O'Connell, if you have any, I think to your point, Mike, is right on. If you have any kind of thoughts on being a little more aggressive,
and it was a
having
goal
now that
line
timeout
stance
in your pocket versus the 3-yard gain if it was completed, gives them a chance now to maybe get this ball somewhere around midfield, take a timeout, throw a ball into the end zone at the end of the half. It does change your mindset, but to your point you brought up before the replay, I don't mind going in here 17-0. So if they were going to take some chances, I would have thought they would do it on first down, but with one timeout in the pocket, they got the whole field to work.
Well, they need a first down first.
No, I mean, they probably needed an extra couple weeks.
Four-man rush.
Because
Cousins has all day. Now it's coming near side, and he decides to throw it away.
Throw that away.
Probably not the worst thing in the world with 13
Fourth
seconds
and
left.
9,
It'll be a punting
so they'll probably
situation.
just punt the ball back to Green Bay.
Going,
but yeah, Packers don't look ready at all.
Hoping you can get it off clean snap.
They needed a couple
kick.
more weeks to
obviously reduce the
get their rookies ready
gain.
and really just create
Green
some
Bay's
chemistry.
going to kneel this one out and head into the halftime up 17-0. As you said, you'd be thrilled. I think to push the envelope there in that previous possession, I think the way Kevin O'Connell handled it was spot on.
Yeah, they definitely needed more time. Aaron Rodgers looks out of place,
and there's a flag as the punter was hit by
Punter
Barnes.
was hit, so now it
With
doesn't
6
really matter.
seconds left. Now, was it a running into or a roughing the kicker?
But
roughing the kicker would make this interesting.
Minnesota's going to get this ball back.
And I didn't see the end of the play. Mike tells us it was running. Got to watch the plant leg. That's the key.
Yep. Ran into that right leg, which you assume Mike would be running into, right?
Yeah. Exactly what you're looking at. And now Bill Vinovich is talking to the coach, O'Connell, to see if he wants to accept the penalty or not. But the fact is, you look to see if it's plant leg, then it's roughing. If it's kicking leg, then it's generally running.
Running into the kicker. Receiving team, 5-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
Interesting.
They did take it. It's still 4th down, which is weird. You understand, obviously, if it was roughing because it's 15 yards, and then
I think they've got to decline it. I think they messed that up. He'd be silly to want to attempt another punt. Just
it gets
Rodgers,
blocked, right?
Yeah, just Rodgers has 6 seconds, no time, one timeout. But with 6 seconds, they're just going to take a knee. You got to assume.
Minnesota's elected to decline the penalty.
There you
First
go.
down, Green Bay.
Yeah, sometimes those penalties don't get communicated perfectly, and the coach doesn't necessarily give them the right move. But yeah, he got that fixed. No reason to attempt another punt.
So 6 seconds left. Packers will, assuming, take a knee here and go in and try to figure out what went wrong. And Aaron Andrews is going to be brave and try and figure out.
That's
talk to Matt LaFleur to find out for us.
EA getting LaFleur. That's going to be must-watch TV. I'm on the edge of my seat to see what kind of feedback she gets.
I mean, total yards in this first half, 262 for the Vikings.
Yeah, I've seen that.
101 for the Packers.
So I wonder, like, how does that work if you bet on the money
They've
line?
done nothing outside of that one drive when they got stopped on the goal line stand. Take a knee, that'll do it. So, Vikings.
All right, so that's your halftime.
17-0. First half stats are
17-0. Vikings up. Packers get the ball at the half. With that said, guys, I'm going to run and grab some food. You guys can chat it up, do what you do the same. I will be back shortly. See you in a little bit.
are really game-defining plays. Green Bay did defer the opening toss, so they will get it to start the half. And a short kick, so Rodgers up to get it. And shy of the 20. Let's go down to Aaron Andrews.
Well, we mentioned it in the first half, Kevin. This Green Bay team looked absolutely dejected going into the locker room. I asked Matt LaFleur what he said to them to kind of rally the troops, and he said, don't look at the scoreboard. It's cliche, but we have to take it one play at a time. Offensively, he said flat out, I'm just disappointed with the effort and the energy. He said, for instance, in the huddle, getting in and out of it, we had to burn 2 timeouts. And defensively, he said, we are just making way too many mistakes.
All right, we're back at it.
Wow, that is a big deal for a coach to question the effort and energy.
Don't mind me.
That does not happen very often. We'll see if they can change it. Here is Aaron Rodgers coming near his side for a short gainer. That's Dobbs, the first catch for him. And you look at the possessions for the Packers as the rookie Dobbs makes his first touch. I mean, it's been, like I said, it was one drive, Greg. 10-play, 79-yard drive. It was a good one, a couple big plays, but on 4th and goal got stopped, and that's been it.
Yeah, there just hasn't been a lot of room to operate. I think I just can't ignore, though, to hear Matt LaFleur make those comments. It's week 1, you're on the road, first half of the season, and your coach is questioning your effort and your energy. I would expect a drastic improvement. Anytime a coach challenges that, I think a lot of these players have a lot of pride and going to come out and have a better effort here in the second half.
A quick throw over the middle and a catch by Dillon, who's still on his feet. And
Dillon's still on his feet, pushing for
just kind of rolling forward near a first down.
Close to it, it's a little short.
Well, as the Packers try to find their offense and find out who's going to replace Davante Adams, this is what Davante Adams is doing today. He's got a $116 for the Raiders. They're actually trailing the Chargers 17-10. It's like the stock market. You just put up the stock, see how the Packers fans' temperatures are here, and that'll be a first down for Green Bay. So they can take a little bit of a breath. So talk to me about a player. Let's go back to those comments, though, by LaFleur. As a player, do you take that as a slight? Do you immediately respond to that?
I think a coach like Matt LaFleur, who has such a respect from his team and understand when he says things, he doesn't just throw them out there and be reckless. I think when he makes comments like that, I think it hits close. I think these guys understand that when he feels that strongly, they've got to address it. They've got to come out in the second half and try to prove their coach wrong, that it's not an effort and an attitude issue. But
big hole for Dillon, who surges forward across the 40, and now maybe a little, he's still going. A.J. Dillon up to the 44.
And along those lines, these last 3 plays, right? A.J. Dillon coming out. You're going to see a great job here on the edge by the tight ends. Down block by Mercedes Lewis. You see Davis, 84, covering him up. It's a big lane, but the last 3 touches have gone to A.J. Dillon. You saw him fight on 2 plays ago. He fought for extra yards to set up the 3rd and short. Then he converted the first down on 3rd down, and then he gets another first down. So 3 carries in a row, physical, extra effort, yards after contact. Those are all the things that Matt LaFleur is alluding to when he was talking to Aaron.
He's also the leading receiver today, Dillon is, with 3 catches for 25 yards. On the fake, pressure coming. Rodgers in trouble, and he's dropped. Oh, that was a big hit and pressure from all ends, and the Vikings say they have the ball. But there's no signal on the field yet. Jordan Hicks, I think, was the guy who got there first. And Rodgers is down. So it is a fumble recovered by Minnesota. Rodgers now up on his feet, but the Vikings take over.
You see Rodgers here at the end just trying to buy some extra time. Jordan Hicks pulls the trigger there, and was he down?
You saw I thought the ball popped out.
Yeah, the ball looked like it might have been coming loose. Let's get a better look here. I mean, that's a big shot. That right shin is down. It was hard to see from that angle where the ball was. Yeah, there, it's out. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's out. Took a big shot. You know, that play was kind of doomed from the beginning. Zadarius Smith was in the backfield 2 seconds. Nobody blocked him, and usually when it starts bad, it usually gets worse.
Well, we showed you early on how this Packers team does not turn the ball over. Rodgers now an interception in that fumble. And they do confirm the call on the field. So Minnesota takes over. Now Matt LaFleur is talking. They could challenge if they really wanted to here, but our look.
Watch, for some reason, no one blocks Zadarius Smith. You can see A.J. Dillon, that's not his man. A.J. Dillon ends up getting kind of steamrolled there, just trying to make up for the offensive lineman. There was some miscommunication. We've seen Zadarius Smith now align in both inside on guards and outside on tackles. He's giving them fits.
Here's Cook to the edge. Not a lot of room there as Lowry tracked him down. So it's interesting. The Packers, they started to get a little momentum. You said riding A.J. Dillon to kind of get the physicality going behind the comments from LaFleur and then the turnover.
Yeah, you don't want to see Aaron Rodgers taking shots like that. You know, I know the competitor in him. He's trying to keep the play alive. He was trying to come back and find A.J. Dillon, who after he had gotten up after getting knocked down, kind of leaked out late to the right. Couldn't quite get the ball off before Jordan Hicks was on him.
Second down. Cousins near side. Guess who? Jefferson again.
Talk about a good play design. Watch, Jefferson comes across. Look who he's matched up against. The outside linebacker, Preston Smith. Based on this formation, he has to walk and play that slot receiver. Just a good play design. Simple. Get a great matchup and set yourself up for a third manageable here. It's a nice job here by Kevin O'Connell, dictating to the defense any particular matchup we want with formation and pre-snap motion. See Kirk Cousins fixing the motion here, and needed Dalvin Cook to go the other way. He's got one-on-one here at the bottom of the screen.
3rd and 4. Cousins floating. Jefferson. He caught it as he in. There's a penalty flag too. Justin Jefferson catching everything. I don't know if he was in, but there's a penalty flag. Let's see who it's on.
I think they're going to
Pass interference.
Yeah.
Offense number 18. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
The first thing he's done wrong all night.
Yeah, this is a matchup we've thought we'd see more of. Maybe something in the second half, putting Jair Alexander on Justin Jefferson. Let's see what they call here. Yeah, I guess they're saying he got a little extended. I thought that was kind of light. What'd you think, Mike?
Well, I agree with you. You look for 2 arms and a full extension. You can see a bit of it there, but is it really enough? I mean, actually, if I were to look at it in slow motion, I'd like to see a little more.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think he might have come down out of bounds regardless.
He was out if there were no
he was
penalties.
out, yeah.
But that does obviously move him back now and makes it an extremely long field goal attempt on a 3rd and 14.
Yeah, so now you talk game management. Kevin O'Connell, he's got to be in the headset of his quarterback saying, if you can't get the first down, just get us in field goal range, right? Even a 6, 7, 8-yard gain here gives us a better chance. See the Jefferson here in the backfield.
Pressure. Cousins gets rid of it just in time. Jefferson stays on his feet. Nope, can't stay on his feet. Nicely done by Rasul Douglas on the tackle.
Yeah, just another way for them to manufacture getting him the ball. I think their idea there was kind of along the lines of what we were thinking. Maybe 3rd and 15. We might not have a lot of options to get the first down, but spit that ball out to Justin Jefferson. Maybe he can get some run after catch and set up a little bit of a shorter field goal.
So this will be Greg Joseph now. We'll see. They spot the ball at the 38. It'll be a 56-yarder. His career long, which he hit last year, was 55. So this would be the best if he can get it to go. Joseph. Right down the middle. 20-0 Vikings. They capitalize on the turnover. And now you hope Aaron Rodgers is all right for Green Bay. He got sandwiched on that last sack. Getting a little massage to try to come back in this game. Packers in trouble. Down 20. And on the last series, Aaron Rodgers got sandwiched between he and his left guard, took a big hit. That's what led to the turnover. And so a lot on his plate and Green Bay's plate, trying to come back from a big deficit. They'll start on the 25. How is Aaron Rodgers, EA?
Well, he's coming back onto the field, and I know that's what most Packer fans want to hear and see. You talked about it, him getting sandwiched right there by his left guard, Jon Runyan, who is right now being evaluated for a concussion. Aaron Rodgers was never looked at inside the blue tent. What we did see with him is on the sidelines right there, kind of working out his neck. We saw the athletic training staff actually massaging him, and I actually saw him when he was running out on the sidelines, guys, holding that left elbow as well.
All right.
So see how he does here.
Wow,
What
that was a big
is
hit.
Aaron
No
Rodgers
question
going
about
to
it.
do?
There's a new left guard. Zach Tom is in. EA alluded to there as Dylan gets the carry. And
Dylan's
Zach
going to
Tom is
run
a
for about
rookie.
3
These are
yards.
his first snaps. He was an all-ACC left tackle at Wake Forest. So think about this. They started the game without Bakhtiari and Jenkins. They're two stars on the outside, both coming back from ACL injuries. Now Runyan's out of there. Newman, who's a right guard, over to right tackle. They had Hanson starting. I mean, this offensive line, there's a lot going on there right now.
This is bringing back, memories of last season when they kind of played musical chairs throughout the course. They were able to overcome it last year and win in despite of it, but so far early in this season, they've
Second and 7.
Jones, good hold.
Jones on the move.
Jones is a first down and still going. Jones with a stiff arm and run
Jones
into
feet.
Minnesota territory, and boy, do they need that.
And Jones showing some
Aaron
life.
Jones with a good
29-yard
run.
run.
Stiff arm and a pickup of 29.
Yeah, I mean, right on cue. You're going to see they're just going to go off tackle here. Off here to the left. This little zone, pin and pull. Nice job there by 50 Toms. You just mentioned him, the rookie coming in at left guard. Nice job pulling, allowing Aaron Jones to get right on his hip. Looks like we got a Vikings player down here. See a great job there by Aaron Jones, using that offhand.
Yeah, Cameron Dantzler is the injured Viking, the cornerback. Injury timeout, 20-0 Minnesota. Green Bay on the move.
After the injury time, I'm going to take another quick timeout. Scores 20, Vikings 0, Packers. 9 minutes left in the third. Man, it's kind of sad to see what Aaron's going through right now. It really is. It's funny how much football is left, but it's almost like, Green Bay should just give it up and figure it out for next week. Put Jordan in and see what he can do, and let Aaron get some rest before he gets hurt out there.
It's almost hard to believe. It was 21 years ago today, the morning of September 11th, 2001, the terrorist attacks on our country. First two planes into the North and South Towers of the World Trade Center, and of course the third in the Pentagon. And today, like we always do, we remember the fallen, those who lost their lives, the heroes of that day, and the heroes that continue to today as we remember 9/11. Opening week NFL, 20-0 Minnesota.
So 2nd and 1.
So Cameron Dantzler go off. So Caleb Evans, that's in number 21.
And Aaron Skro on this drive
goes in. Packers trying to get back in this game. Rodgers. That's Watkins.
Watkins
towards the first down and tackled right around the marker,
just
maybe
short
a little
for the
bit
first.
short. And it'll be about a half-yard shot. Dillon has a first down.
Dillon's on the move. He's got some space.
Run by A.J. Dillon down near the
First
21.
down and
We have a
more.
game break with Carissa Thompson.
Thank you, Kevin. Giants trailing 13-6 in Tennessee. Daniel Jones goes way up to
Daniel
Sterling
Jones, the
Shepard. He
bomb.
takes this one 65 yards for the score. It's also worth noting Saquon Barkley has 113 so far today on the ground,
Well,
all
now.
tied up at 13.
Giants and Titans tied up.
That's a little bit of a surprise. Brian Daboll's coaching debut with the Giants.
It's good to hear Saquon back, kind of being the player everyone thought he could be coming out.
No doubt.
Some injuries, get his production back on par with his skill set.
A little trickery. Dobbs. Rodgers out leading the way. Dobbs, the rookie, makes a move and a
Just
first
a first down. Packers
It's
showing some
Romeo
life on
Dobbs,
this
a fourth-round pick
series.
out of Nevada. That's the second time they've done that to one of their rookie receivers today. Just a different one this time.
Yeah, they've been setting this up for a while, but look who's out in front. Wow, he takes on Zadarius Smith. And then he's going to go tell him, look, he's laughing. Hey, you didn't back down. I love that. You talk about fire and energy. For these guys on the sideline, you're looking at your 18-year veteran Hall of Fame quarterback taking on one of the baddest guys on the other team. They're coming to life a little bit, and they need to finish this drive and settle in here to start the half.
Guess that answers the question whether Rodgers is okay. Back to throw here. Over
Pass,
the
and that's a
caught
catch.
Dobbs again, who the ball looks like it came loose. They're saying no down. The ruling on the field
he
is
was
Dobbs
down
made
by
the catch
contact.
and down. It's a gain of 9.
It's going to be
They could get a first down at the 1.
2nd and 1.
It'll be a second down and about 1.
See what they do last time. Remember, last time they were down in here, they went for it on 4th down. And Donatel kind of changed up the look on Rodgers, and obviously led to that turnover on down. So we'll see what they have in store if they can keep Green Bay out again. But this drive is a lot more what we're used to seeing out of this Aaron Rodgers-led offense.
Dillon.
Dillon's going to push in, and that should be a touchdown for Green Bay.
And the Packers are on the board.
There it is. Only took 2.5 quarters.
It's amazing what one drive can do just for the energy of the team. A.J. Dillon, his physical presence. There was a lot of bodies over here. They brought Harrison Smith, walk him up. Zadarius Smith's right in front of him. He's hit. Look, he's going to get hit short. Eric Kendricks kind of gets run over. We saw that entire series, the physicality that A.J. Dillon brings to this offense as a ball carrier. He made his presence felt on that one, and that just lifts the entire spirits. You can just see the entire Green Bay sideline take a big, deep breath.
And field goal is going to be good.
Extra point by Mason
And your
Crosby
Packers
is up and good.
now have 7
So,
points.
Your typical drive, just your quarterback
Vikings,
leading with his shoulder
20.
on lead blocks for your running back, and then Dillon
So,
punches it in. And
we'll see what the defense can do on this next series. Yeah, I mean, there's enough time, right? There's enough time for the Packers defense to step up, and it looks like Rodgers has figured out some form of offense. So we'll see. I'm hoping that Rodgers doesn't go out like this because it doesn't look good. World is going on here?
Island and profiling up there in the booth. Talking to Kevin O'Connell at the start of this half about Justin Jefferson, so many people wondered what that connection might yield between an offensive mind like his and the talent of JJ. Well, we saw it in the first half to explosive results. O'Connell said we're not going to put Justin Jefferson in one spot only. We're going to consistently move him around and challenge defenses. He gave Kirk Cousins a lot of credit for consistently finding him and said, I'm having a blast. I know it's not about me, it's about this team, and they're playing the way we've planned to play. We'll see if they can back it up now for the first time, facing a little bit of a challenge in this game, guys.
No question. Here's Cousins. Pressure coming from
play
Clark.
action,
Gets
quick
rid
pass.
underneath. That's not going to go anywhere to Muntz.
Muntz is going to get back to the
Well,
line
look,
of scrimmage.
we've talked a lot about Kevin O'Connell on his first day. Told you he's the second youngest head coach in the league behind his former boss, Sean McVay. This is a guy that a big-time athlete, right? Growing up in Carlsbad, California. He set records at San Diego State. He ran the ball well as a quarterback. And then, look, he played 5 years in the league. A third-round pick, played with Tom Brady in New England. Now he's got his team going fast on offense.
Second and 10.
Movement.
There's a jump
Brian
by
O'Neill says, yeah, it was on Rashawn Gary.
defense.
See if he's right.
Neutrals on infraction. Defense number 52. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And there you go. So it was right. Brian was. It was on Rashawn Gary. So my question is this. Off of Tom's report, and we're seeing how the second half's going to go. If you're a Packers fan right now at home, you're wondering, okay, are we going to put Jair Alexander on him one-on-one or not? But it's not as easy as that, correct?
It's not as easy, and Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator, the way he put it makes so much sense. He said it's easy for Jair, right? We can put him on him and he just shadows him, but now everybody else has to scramble to get lined up, and you got guys playing out of position.
Puts in the move, makes it around the corner and gets a first down.
Continue.
Yeah, so what you see is anytime a guy shadows an opposing player, they'll stand around behind the ball, kind of where the linebackers stand, and you have to wait till they break the huddle in a line to get all of your matchups. But remember, Joe Barry is instituting a zone-based defense in its core. So now all of a sudden you have Jair Alexander playing in the slot. Rasul Douglas now moves to the outside receiver, and you have guys kind of out of position. So it's something for us to watch. We've seen Jair Alexander match up a few times, but again, you're going to see Jair Alexander. He's down here. Justin Jefferson's up here on Stokes.
Yeah, it hasn't happened, but you know, the more success he has, you wonder if you think about trying to do it. Here's Cook again into the middle, and
Cook gets stopped in the back.
just
He's gonna
struggles
lose
to get
about a
back to the
yard.
line of scrimmage. TJ Slayton played it well, had some help. Well, critics call Monarch Empire meets Nashville meets Succession. The first family of music will do anything to protect their legacy.
Like they want to do
Sarandon, Trace Atkins, and Anna Friel. The unforgettable series premiere of Monarch. It's finally here tonight after the NFL on Fox.
What a comp. I mean, Succession, Nashville. I mean, what a comp.
Listen, we put along lofty standards here.
Looks awesome.
Should be fun right after this game.
Yeah, so you see right here, 11 personnel. That means 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 wide receivers.
Play clock was winding down.
Play game. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So second and 16
So I think why that's such a
now.
big deal is a lot of people, they were wondering, was Kevin O'Connell going to bring that usage, that 11 personnel usage with him from LA, even though he has some different pieces. We talked earlier about Ham, the fullback. He's got multiple tight ends that he can use, but as you can see, game 1, almost 30% increase there in the use of having 3 wide receivers. You can see all 3 of them here at the bottom of the screen.
4-man rush. Set it up to Cook. Has a couple
Pass
blocks.
to Cook,
Dalvin
and
Cook
he's going to
takes
run
a cut and then
for
knocked down,
about
but still finds his way just across the 40.
8 yards. So 10 yards.
Back earlier what we were talking about with Jair Alexander shadowing Justin Jefferson, it's a lot easier to match up if Justin Jefferson just played out wide, but I don't think Joe Barry wants to get Jair Alexander in that nickelback, that slot position, because that's a big run tackle, run fit type position. They don't want him taking all those run fits. They want him out on the outside.
He's
like
against
he is
Jefferson
here.
now, though. Right there. Cousins looks that way, now goes back the other way. Pressure coming through.
Gets it off.
What a tackle. He's short of the first down.
That's going to be short.
Keyshawn
3 and out.
Nixon came on to make the play.
Packers defense
that looks
stepping
like
up.
to force a Minnesota punt. He's hurt going off as well.
Yeah, nice matchup. You see, they kind of went to more of a man-style concept here. Nixon just shadows Osborne all the way across. That was man from the jump. We talked earlier about Ed Donatel giving a little change up on an earlier stop. Now this time Joe Barry kind of changes the theme a little bit. Puts Jair Alexander on the nose of Justin Jefferson, takes him away, and everybody else just rallies to the ball, defending only their man. It's a nice change of pace and a big 3rd down stop.
Sure was. Here's Ryan Wright, that rookie punter. 6'3", 245 is a big dude. He's had some really huge punts today. Look at the hang time on this one. And a fair catch.
Fair catch by the Packers.
Rodgers.
Going to take it after
So,
17,
big
18.
tackle by Keyshawn Nixon. Limps off the field, but got the job done. Packers football when we return.
Rodgers coming in for his next series here. Defense did their job. Now, can Rodgers make it a game? As far as our scores go, we've got Giants 13, Titans 20, Raiders 13, Chargers 24, Chiefs 37, Cardinals 7. Chiefs are putting in some work right now.
Production comp. Where the Vikings had a dominant first half, but the Packers have started to garner a little momentum here. And a lot of game to go. 20-7 Minnesota, 1:13 left in the third. Got Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon in the game together. Look to throw it to Dillon. Gets a block from Watson.
Dillon's going to get about
a strong cut.
9 yards.
And nice gain of about 9 yards on first down. You know, Dillon has become a really good pass catcher. He didn't do it in college. He didn't do it at all his first year, but it's become a big part of his game.
Yeah, and coming out, you mentioned coming out, that was kind of his big knock. It was where was he going to fit in this passing game here in Green Bay? And he's the first to say it wasn't that I couldn't do it. They didn't make me do it in college, and it's something he's really developed at. Both him and Aaron Jones gives them a lot of options now as they figure out their wide receiver position.
Just saw Cameron Dantzler's back in a corner. Had some cramps, but he's fine. And Green Bay will stay with the run, Aaron Jones. And they're starting to get some traction with the run game. They're averaging nearly 6 yards a carry on the ground.
They are, and a lot of those passes that we're seeing on first down, we saw on this possession to A.J. Dillon on the little swing screen, are just extensions of the run. Right? It's a way for them to get the ball into the hands of their running backs without necessarily just needing to turn
Green
around
Bay
and
still
hand it
at
to them.
7.
So you can sense a little bit of a theme
Minnesota,
on these last two drives.
Vikings, 20.
Running back heavy. I expect them to stick with it here as we get ready for the fourth quarter.
Yep. End of the third. Packers have some work to do.
All right, so if they're going to do anything, they got to do it now.
Adams today been everything underneath. They've got nothing over 10 yards. In fact, A.J. Dillon is their leading receiver. He's got the most targets and the most yards in the receiving game. That's your running back. With all that being said, Packers are in this game. It's 20-7 Minnesota. We start the fourth quarter here from Minneapolis. Glad to have you aboard. America's Game of the Week, Packers football. They go two backs in with Dillon and Aaron Jones. 1st and 10. Rodgers senses pressure.
Rodgers gets sacked. And he's going to lose 9 yards.
The third sack for the Vikings.
A good way to start.
You're going to see Daniil Hunter on this right side, Royce Newman, the right tackle. We've talked a lot about these tackles filling in for the starters, and he just stays relentless. Nice job by the back end there. The secondary's got nowhere to go with the ball. Daniil Hunter, this is a guy that they're expecting a huge, huge impact this season, coming off some injury-plagued previous years. And as we said earlier, they believe him and Zadarius Smith, we've called his name a bunch, kind of as the driver of this style defense, is being able to get pressure on the quarterback on the outside.
Rogers airing it out.
Nice
That's
throw.
Dobbs who's got a first down.
And Dobbs is going to have
so
a huge
who's
catch.
Step up, the rookie Dobbs does.
And get those yards back
With a big
for
catch
23.
to move the chains at 23.
You know what happens so often? They throw so many of these little quick passes. They come up, they bluff, and they just go. Call them rocket screens. We've seen so many flats, so many swings to the running backs, quick passes. Well, that time Rogers pumps it, and he's able to find Dobbs, who kind of stalk blocks and runs a wheel. They've been setting that play up. That's the chunk play we've been talking about. And hopefully they can find more of.
So Dobbs now with 3 catches for 34 yards. 4-man rush, pressure comes, sidearm zinger to Dobbs again.
Another 4-yard catch by
Game
Dobbs.
break time. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson.
Thank you, Kevin. Chiefs up 30-7 in Arizona. Patrick Mahomes links up with McCole Hardman. 2-yard score here. Mahomes has his 5th passing touchdown of the day. Chiefs rolling 37-7. Kevin?
It's almost like Patrick Mahomes says, like, I get it, there are a lot of other good players, but don't forget, like, that I'm awesome. Here's 5 touchdowns for you, right?
Don't you get the feeling we're just in like a golden age of a new generation of quarterbacks? Of course, the Bradys and the Rodgers, guys we've watched for a long time, are still so special, but man, this young crop of guys throughout the league, it's fun to watch.
Fake pressure right up the middle. Rogers in trouble,
Rodgers
throws
has
it
to
away.
throw it away.
Kendricks came
He was
free
pressured.
on a blitz, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Eric Kendricks, he's been playing a little bit of a different position now. We're used to playing in that Mike Zimmer 4-3 style. Mike linebacker. Ed Donatel told us he's so versatile both in the run game and in the pass game. As you hear the crowd kind of come to life here, trying to make it difficult on this Green Bay offense to operate.
3rd and 6.
Third down. Rogers pressure.
Rodgers gets away.
Still alive. Now he goes down
Sack.
for the sack. DJ Wadham.
4th and 12, 3-0.
Rodgers is trying to buy time. We've seen him over the years do this so much. He just got nobody. He can't find. You see Daniil Hunter kind of comes on the late blitz. There's just nowhere to go. Great job. They call it pasting. Anytime the quarterback gets out of the pocket, defensive players, get your hands on your receivers, clamp down on them. There was nowhere for Rodgers to go on that scramble.
Now 4 different Vikings have sacks.
Full start. Offense number 59. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Now Rodgers has taken his hits today. After the Packers had that big stop on D, it's the Vikings who come through with a stop of their own. And obviously now time will be a factor. Still plenty of time to go, but now you're cognizant. Pressure 2. Connell goes down. No flags.
Nice
Raider
kick.
fair
So
catch.
Vikings will get the ball back after
Minnesota
16.
up 20-7. 11:52 to go. Kirk Cousins looking for more.
I don't know. Still 12 minutes left in the 4th, though. So we shall see. 2-score game. I mean, Joe Burrow went through the same thing earlier, right? They were down and came back, but ended up losing. So let's see if it's the same thing here. So votes have been locked at 54%. For your Vikings, 46% for the Packers. And just trying to take a glimpse here of Week 2 schedule. So we have Thursday, the 15th, is going to be your Chargers and Chiefs. It's looking to be a good game. Followed by Sunday, Dolphins, Ravens, Jets, Browns, Commanders, Lions, Colts, Jaguars, Buccaneers, Saints, Panthers, Giants, Patriots, Steelers, Falcons, Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, Bengals, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos, Cardinals, Raiders, and then Bears, Packers.
13 with Cousins back with it. Cousins over the middle.
Quick pass, and that's going to be caught.
All the way up to the 40. Adam Thielen, just his second
Thielen's
catch
going to get 22 yards.
Yeah, we haven't called his name much today, but watch this route. He's the second option off this play action. He's just going to run a post here on Stokes. Fourth outside step. Kind of called it bang 8, a short 8, in rhythm and timing. Puts it right there on his chest. And when Justin Jefferson gets all of this attention, rightfully so, people forget Adam Thielen. He's a guy that can really hurt you now. He's been doing it for a long time.
Big fake, pressure coming. Preston Smith, Cousins floats one incomplete. That was dangerous. Devondre Campbell was right there.
Nice job there by Cousins, feeling that pressure. He stepped up just enough. Preston Smith coming off his right edge, able to get that ball off. Lucky it wasn't picked. Devondre Campbell was right there.
Sure was.
But just a nice nice play being aware there by Kirk Cousins to not take that sack. But just moving up in the pocket, bought himself just that one extra little yard to get that ball out.
By the way, Aaron tells us that Quay Walker, the rookie inside linebacker, out with a shoulder injury right now. And so is Keyshawn Nixon, who made that big tackle earlier. Questionable return for both, as
Cook's going to get 3 yards in a run.
It'll bring up third down. Well, a new general manager. We talked about a new coaching staff, new head coach, new general manager as well. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. A pretty remarkable story for the Vikings running the show here. And talk about impressive. There he is on the right. Think about this. First game for him. 7 years in San Francisco with research and development. He's worked his way up in this business quickly. Cousins floating one.
Big throw, and that's caught for Jefferson. My goodness.
He was suspended in midair, and he made the catch for 21.
Green Bay was late getting everyone. Look at all this commotion here. They're all yelling. They're trying to get guys lined up. Chris Barnes adds late. And again, these deep over routes by Justin Jefferson. Just been there all day in this secondary here in Green Bay.
Well, Justin Jefferson today, it's a new career high. 184 yards for him on 9 catches.
You see Jefferson here. He's off to the left side. They try to bring pressure to add a 5th man. They're running these deep overs. You see Savage kind of has to avoid one of the other offensive players on a little deep down the field rub mesh, and they have not been able to keep up with Justin Jefferson on that route the entire day.
What a game. He and Cousins have been on the same page, to say the least. Second down, Cousins loads up, comes near side, and has a completion and a catch. It's Adam Thielen again, his second on the drive. That's another first down for the Vikes.
Yeah, just simple pitch and catch. It was man. Well, again, Joe Barry tries to change the look up on Kirk Cousins. They went to kind of a 2-high, 2-man type deal, and he knows he's got one-on-one on both sides. Stokes, the DB, number 21, playing real far off, a lot of cushion. on Thielen. That's an easy pitch and catch on the boundary.
First and 10.
Madison. Good seam for Alexander Madison.
Madison's going to get about 7
to
yards.
20. And a pickup of 8 yards on first down.
You know, we're seeing one of the, the one issue, I don't want to say issues, but one of the things that Joe Barry's trying to balance here is he understands the rushing attack that he can have, put against him here by Minnesota. They have so many DBs in the game. They're only playing 6-man boxes. It's hard to hold up. See, there's only 6 guys here. See all these DBs back here? Like 2 linebackers in the box. Sometimes that can make the run hard. See again.
Like
Still big run.
Inside the 10. And a first and goal for the Vikings.
You see here, you see all this space. These linebackers now are asked to fill so big of gaps that it's hard for them to find where their fits are. Here's the lane. Now everything's just run after contact by Madison. You expect Joe Barry here at some point, maybe bring Adrian Amos, bring a 7th man and 8th man down into the box, but it's not really what they specialize in.
Now Chris Barnes is down. We just told you that he's been in on this series because Quay Walker, the rookie, got hurt, and now it's Barnes who's being tended to. So they work on him. It is a first and goal for the Vikings. Tell you what, this is a great place to watch a game. Certainly a great place for us to do a game. I mean, they did this. This stadium is perfect. The atmosphere, the fans, everything, bring it every time. And they've been happy today with their Vikings. And a 20-7 lead here as the injury being tended to by Barnes. Well, next Sunday, Tom Brady and the Bucs head to New Orleans for an NFC South showdown with the Saints. See other regional action as well. Check local listings for the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Saints pulled one out today. They were losing big for a while to Atlanta, then turn around and they eked one out, and the Bucs play the Cowboys tonight. Still checking on Barnes. We'll take a break. Vikings with the lead.
All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. Our score is still locked in at 20 Vikings, 7 Packers. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Though a lot of you are probably eagerly waiting the Cowboys-Buccaneers game. I will be streaming that next, so make sure that you do subscribe. That way you'll be updated when I go live on that, which will be right after this one. I feel like this game has definitely just been all one-sided highlights for Justin Jefferson. It's the Justin Jefferson show. right, so the injured Packer has been is being carted off the field because of his injury. Darisaw.
Back to action. Minnesota with a 1st and goal. Really a chance to put the hammer down here with Madison. A little stutter step. And
Madison's going to get
nowhere to go. Jaron Reed with a nice tackle. Make it 2nd and goal.
Tackled in the back. Lose a couple yards. Sorry, no gain.
This is a pretty big stand here, because if Green Bay can make a stop and hold to a field goal, it's still a 2-score game. Right?
Yeah, they've got to find a way here to bend but don't break. This is, you know, we're approaching 7 minutes left in the game. As you mentioned, they got to try to keep this as a 2-possession game, and holding it to a field goal obviously will do that. So this is a critical stand here if Green Bay has any hopes of mounting a comeback.
By the way, Isaiah McDuffie now in at linebacker for Barnes. Played 0 defensive snaps last year. Big spot. Cousins on a fake. Pressure coming.
Cousins gets
corner of the end zone.
tackled,
Nobody home.
throws it away.
Alexander was the closest body for the Packers. And now a monumental 3rd and goal coming up.
Again, 2 plays in a row now. We've seen this defensive line of Green Bay kind of assert themselves, get some pressure on Kirk Cousins to force 3rd and goal here. Got to find a way to change this look. If you're Minnesota over the years, right, in these situations, of course, Justin Jefferson demands a ton of the targets. But we've seen Adam Thielen over the years. He's as productive as a player in the red zone, making the most of targets for touchdowns. So keep an eye. We got them both here on the same side at the bottom of your screen.
Cousins. A lot of time. Throwing in
Big
zone,
throw, and that's
high
going to be
and
incomplete.
And the Packers get their stop.
Nice job. Sometimes
So,
it's not pretty. You know,
small
sometimes the
victory
drive
for-
is not always a
for the
3 and out.
defense.
Sometimes as a defense, you got to just kind of regroup down in the red zone and force field goals. As you mentioned, hold them to a field goal here. Keeps it a 2-score game, of course, pending two-point conversions, but at least it keeps it as a 2-possession game here, as we're under 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Here's Joseph from 29 yards, as his career long in this game of 56.
And the field goal is good.
And it's up and good.
And your score is going to be
So
23 Vikings.
16-point lead for the Vikings.
Packers
With
7.
6:48 left.
6 minutes 48 seconds
Well,
left in the 4th.
Hot.
As we head to a quick commercial break. 2-possession game. I don't know if Rodgers can do it. I'm not a believer. I am not a believer. Yeah, I'm thinking that she's about to sing on this one, man. Without a doubt. Lady's about to sing.
The Packers will start on their 25. So Aaron Rodgers today, 138 yards passing, an interception, a fumble lost. And he's had some issues. He's had a hard time finding guys open. He's also faced a lot of pressure, Greg.
He has, and it's been probably a combination of both. We've seen times where the protection broke down pretty quickly. Za'Darius Smith winning fast, Danielle Hunter winning fast. And we've also seen a couple times where Aaron's just holding the ball and he's trying to find guys open downfield, but this secondary in Minnesota is holding up. So it's been a little bit of a mix of the coverage giving them issues and also some protection stuff, as we talked all day about some of these backups forced into action here in week 1. But still got a shot. There's hope here. They just got to find a way to get some positive chunk plays.
Swinging out to Jones. 3 Vikings
Jones
right
gonna
there.
get about
Aaron Jones
5 yards.
picks up 5 up to the 30. And a couple of the new Vikings have had big impacts too. Zadarius Smith, the former Packer, has a sack. He's got a goal line stand. Jordan Hicks, who they signed over from Arizona, he's got 12 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. So they've gotten contributions from the new guys of this already talented defense. I know they weren't very good last year. They've got some guys that could play. 2nd and 5. Over the middle, fires first down on the rope from Rodgers. He's got Randall Cobb that time to move the chains.
You got to imagine Rodgers is going to go into some sort of tempo. Not quite the same speed you'd see in a 2-minute situation, but the urgency has to be there. They understand every possession here matters. Every second on the clock matters when you find yourself down 16.
Quick hitter, Tunyon makes a move.
Tunyon's going to get about 6
Tunyon
yards,
is out to
7
the
yards.
45. So he's going to pick up 7 yards in that play as time continues to wind down. 5:38 to go.
Yeah, Minnesota's going to do everything in their power. I mean, this defense, we've talked all day. The idea of the defense is, again, that deep umbrella of secondary coverage. Everything starts at depth and works down. It's kind of built for these situations. Right now, if you're Minnesota, every underneath catch and rally tackle just keeps this clock moving. Nothing get behind you. Play from depth. Kind of built for this.
Watkins has it this time. That'll be a first down. Trying to get out of bounds, but he's undercut as Dantzler made the tackle. Under 5 minutes to go. Rodgers trying to quasi-hurry here. Four-man rush. Rodgers can't find anyone again, and he gets rid of it as he's hit, and it's incomplete.
Gets rid of it, and that's going to be 2nd and 10. 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
Take a look here. He's trying to get a chunk. He's trying to get some yards here down the field, but look how deep they're playing. This is that umbrella we've been talking about. When he looks to throw the ball, look how we talked earlier about Green Bay's linebackers not getting any depth and giving up all these middle. See how deep the linebackers are of Minnesota? That's the idea of this defense, where the quarterback can't get the ball up and down over your head like we've seen Kirk Cousins do on the other side to Justin Jefferson. That's the idea of these deep zone umbrella coverages.
Play clock winding down. They get it off. Rodgers zings one to Tunyon, who's upended, shy of a 3rd down. Shy of a 1st down, I should say. So it brings up 3rd down. And I have a feeling the crowd's going to get into this one. They go quick. Penalties fly. I don't know if they were set. Rodgers fires. 1st down. It's caught on the far side. Juwan Winfrey just elevated from the practice squad. But let's see what the flag is.
Offside. Defense, number 99. Penalties declined. Result of the play, 1st down.
So a 17-yard gain as Rodgers went quick there. Vikings couldn't get the 12th guy off the field. Mike Pereira tells us. Ended up being on the wrong side. So now 4:01 to go. Pretty picture, looking for that wide receiver to step up. There's Winfrey, who had a nice camp, elevated for the game, and he's in on the biggest drive of the day. What does that tell you?
This is where you earn Aaron Rodgers' trust. What did he tell us? He said, I want guys that I can trust to be where they need to be and be open on time. I don't care how you get there. He's such a feel-oriented player.
Pressure up the middle. Rodgers floats one far side, incomplete. Had no choice.
2nd and 10.
Tomlinson got a lot of pressure there. I mean, just think about this for Green Bay. This really set the tone offensively. This is their first offensive play. Christian Watson, the rookie, 2nd-round draft pick. That's a touchdown. Got behind the defense, and he hasn't been targeted one time since. But he's in there now. Green Bay needs a lot to go right. Down 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. Near side, man. Oh, there it is. There's the first target since. It's Watson who makes the catch, and he's out of bounds, about a yard short of a first down.
Thanks a lot,
the
Luann.
widest of the 3 receiver set. He just runs
Definitely looking forward to seeing you soon as well.
Just the timing, rhythm. You can see how much Dantzler, that cushion, that's the yard between the space between where the receiver and the defensive back line. They call that the cushion. In this situation, the defense is so worried about you getting behind them. There's often a lot of space there, and it's a pretty simple pitch and catch. Get out of bounds and give yourself a real short 3rd down. And obviously this is 4-down territory, so they got 2 downs now to make this.
Quick throw. Oh, and that was almost intercepted. Shandon Sullivan, the ex-Packer, is the one who had his hands on it, and here comes a 4th and 1.
Yeah, you can see Aaron Rodgers was mad. He didn't get his head around. He's shaking his head. He's going to block, and they're going to run a flat, and it's just a little tag they put on a run play where they can just alert it. We used to call it brick. But for some reason, Watson doesn't get his head around.
That's a good reaction. This is essentially the game right here. 4th down. Over the middle.
Man, that's incomplete. This game is
Kendricks was
over.
there. There's a penalty flag, though, near the line of scrimmage.
Well, maybe not.
Illegal use of hands. Hands in the face. Offense number 73.
This game is over.
Decline. 1st down, Minnesota.
Wow. This is sad.
You
So
see him
sad
really
to
try
see
to
Aaron
fit
go out like
this
this.
seam route into Robert Tonyan. What a play by Eric Kendricks, getting up there to elevate that ball. He's going to try to run down the field, but they're counting on him not being able to carry him. But Eric Kendricks, he's a great pass defending linebacker. Stays in phase, stays right underneath the receiver. That's a hard throw, a really hard catch. I don't know, KB, 3rd and 1 to keep yourself alive. I know when 3rd down was a run, he's got the option to make it a pass with a little tag there on the flat. Watson didn't get his head around. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, pass. I don't know. I think A.J. Dillon gets you a yard, got 2 cracks at it. Keep this game alive.
Now Vikings with a chance to salt it away. Cook looking to do just that.
Cook
Breaking tackles
on the
Dalvin
move.
Cook with a 1st down.
1st down and some.
To your point, the Vikings defense has been up to the task, Greg, right? They've had a couple key stops, the big goal line stand in the 1st half. They've made the plays when they've made it tough on Aaron Rodgers all day long.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what's really impressive. You know, you can have all these veteran players, but they still have a new staff, a new system, new coaches, new additions on the defensive line.
Could you imagine if he really did retire?
I mean,
That'd be insane.
For the sake of it, this is a newly
Week 1.
constructed defense.
All right, I'm out of here. I lost.
To get a start against
Team's trash now.
Aaron Rodgers and this offense, this is really impressive. Right now, this game ended holding them to 7 points. Can't say enough about what they've done here on defense.
Wouldn't blame him, though, to be honest.
I mean, when you think about it, this Vikings team, even though they have stars like Kendricks and Harrison Smith, they were the 3rd worst defense in the league last year, which you're not used to saying because Mike Zimmer's D's were usually good. If you're going on change and a new coordinator and a performance today, gotta like what you see.
Absolutely.
Little flip. Cook. So fast getting to that hole, and Dalvin Cook up to the 39. Well, for the Vikings, look, it has been quite the shuffle, right? Front office, coaching staff, you name it. All the people that were here for a long, long time are now gone. As we've shown you and talked about throughout the game, new GM, new head coach, new OC and DC. It's really new everything. New blood in the entire building for the most part. New vibe with Kevin O'Connell. And you look, we talked about Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's first year as GM. And just the whole feel, a lot of people really thought this Vikings team could be a surprise team. You like what you're seeing so far week 1 against the best quarterback in this division?
Yeah, I think oftentimes when new coaches inherit teams, You know, traditionally there's a reason the coach before got let go, but in this case there was. They had some struggles defensively. They've addressed it through free agency.
Here is Cook. And we got a surprising game breaker here. Carissa Thompson, shock us. What do you got?
Surprising. Well, you know what? If you're a Giants fan, you're very surprised and you really love this. Daniel Jones finds tight end Chris Myrick for the touchdown. You know what, you guys? They're not going to just try to tie this thing up. They're going to go for the win. 2-point conversion is good. Saquon Barkley is having himself a day. 21-20 with just over a minute remaining on the road. Kevin?
Wow. I know you like it because the tight end scored a touchdown.
21-20.
Going for 2 there?
If the Giants win this, man,
he's trying to change the culture.
That's going to be
the only
interesting.
way you change into a winning organization is by winning. So what good do you tell your team? You go into overtime, you're not probably the better team on paper. You risk, losing the coin toss and you don't get a chance to possess the ball. Minute to go, win the game in regulation. I think that's, if they hold on to win, what a statement. What a statement for the Giants in week 1.
See if they can hang on. A minute left in that game. Here the Vikings trying to finish this one. 3rd and 1. Right up the gut in the first down to Madison.
There it is.
Keep the clock on moving.
1st and 10.
You know, to finish our point before about Kevin O'Connell and what he inherited. You know, if you're a new coach, he inherits a franchise quarterback in Kirk Cousins. Weapons galore. Running back, Dalvin Cook, Jefferson, Adam Thielen. And then a great job by the front office in free agency identifying that the weakness of the previous few years was the defense. They go out and they add some key pieces. Obviously, Zadarius Smith, the former Packer, being at the top of that list. And I'll tell you, we came into this game on paper. We thought they were pretty good. I'll tell you what, I'm leaving the stadium thinking that the NFC North now, it's going to be an interesting challenge.
Pull a AB though.
Run it again, take off some clock. That time Madison nowhere to go. I love what Kevin O'Connell told us about his role. He said, you're a teacher and a salesperson at the same time.
Love that. You know, think about what he's trying to do, right? He's inheriting a veteran quarterback that you have to convince Kirk Cousins. They've had a lot of success the last few years. Offense was not the issue here.
Offensively, sure.
Right? Offense was not the issue. You now need to come in and really win over the minds of Kirk Cousins. Convince Harrison Smith and some of these defensive veterans that your new system on defense is in their best interest. There's a lot of salesmanship that goes into convincing these veteran players change is for the better.
I'll tell you one thing, it's easy to sell when the product's pretty good, and today the product has been good.
We're going to run it down here to the 2-minute warning.
Week 1 win. 2-minute warning.
We're going to head to
Minneapolis.
a quick commercial break. I got to say, this is probably the most boring, exciting game for today. You know, it was great for the Vikings, but it was utterly exhausting to watch Aaron Rodgers deal with what he had to. You know, you had like the first score by the Vikings. You're like, all right, it's gonna be a game. And then you're watching Rodgers back there, like, you know, like he's a first-year quarterback. It's crazy.
Vikings lead the Packers. 2 minutes to go from Minneapolis, and there's been a lot of stars here today. Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson have been outstanding, and Dalvin Cook very quietly 86 rushing yards here on this drive, trying to finish things up, and the Vikings defense making big plays when they had to, and they've really been in control a lot of this game as Cook tackled on the outside. The time continues to run. See what's coming up next. The OT presented by DirecTV and the series premiere of Monarch. And so while we talked about the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell, and pretty impressive debut right from his crew, and Justin Jefferson having a monstrous day, a career day for him. And now you have to ask, as they just wait for the time to go here, you know, Packers have a team that last year had a terrible week 1. In the past they've had bad starts. Remember the Aaron Rodgers relaxed comments, and they turned it around. They usually do, but you wonder, without Davante Adams, it seems like they have a lot to figure out.
They do, and Minnesota taking a timeout here, trying to take every second they can. But you know, we, like you said, it was just a year ago that in week 1 the sky was falling. You know, they went down and played New Orleans in Jacksonville and just got boat raced, and you know, everyone was panicking. And next thing you know, they finished the season, you know, 13-3. So I think right now they've got to go back. They've got to regroup. They've got to get healthy. They've got to get their stars back. Of course, starts with the tackles. They got to get Allen Lazard. He'll help out offensively, giving Aaron Rodgers another trusted target as they continue to work these young players up to shape. So I don't think it's time to panic. I do think they came out with a little more fight in the second half. So obviously Matt LaFleur's message to them resonated. But they have great leadership on this team, great veterans. I think it's a little early right now to hit the panic button.
Here's what they have next. They've got the Bears next week. Obviously a rivalry game. Chicago beat the 49ers today, and that was a surprise. The weather was terrible in Chicago, but it's a nice win by the Bears. And then the Bucks, which we will be there in Tampa for that one. That'll be great. Here's Cook racing to the edge.
Cook gets around the edge.
Goes out of bounds.
Oh, stay in bounds.
I don't think that was the plan, but
stay in bounds.
So the Vikings are going to start this season 1-0. And next week, that's a fun game. The Eagles beat the Lions 38-35 today. That was a wild game. So they've got Philly, then Detroit, back to back, and then the Saints. And it's like you said, you know, you can't. It's week 1, right? I mean, so much changes, but it's a little mini notice to be like, yeah, this is not a one-team division race.
Absolutely. See a lot of guys going up to Dalvin Cook here, talking to him, and fortunately they're able to smile about it being up 16 with a minute to go. But I think in meetings, Kevin O'Connell now is greeting him, saying, "Hey, buddy, gotta go down in bounds for me."
That'll be a fair catch, Green Bay.
Well, it's been a fun week 1. Take a look around the league. Mike McDaniel won his Miami debut. They beat New England. Tua had a nice game, by the way. So there's a lot of fun ones in this week 1, and here hasn't been fun for Aaron Rodgers. He absorbed a big hit early, and this offense never got going. It's Jordan Love in now for the final minute 2 for Green Bay. And Love over the middle to Dillon. He's got a first down across the 20 as we're 52 seconds left in this one.
You know, something Matt LaFleur talked to us about. He recognized that for whatever reason, you know, especially last year,
Love, that's DeGuara makes the catch.
You know, the slow start in week 1, and he thought he addressed that. He said we really changed how we practice, our emphasis in preseason to go harder, to get our guys more game ready since we don't play a lot of them in the preseason. So I'm be curious to see his feedback now after this week 1 of things that they can continue to evaluate.
DeGuara. And that may take us to the end. Well, similar result to Green Bay, how they started last year. Of course, they'll take it if they have the rest of the regular season they did. But this day is about the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell's debut, as Love will spike the ball, has been a rousing success. We'll do one more play.
What did he spike the
O'Connell,
ball
Super Bowl
for,
winner, as the offensive coordinator with the Rams, and now a first-time winner as a head coach. What a feeling that must be for O'Connell. Family here today. He'll get a W. Final play of the game. Watson gets it from Love inside the 30, and that'll do it. 23-7.
All right, guys, that is going to be it
Minnesota
for this game.
It's a week 1 win. 1 Tennessee right now.
Score is 23 Vikings, 7 Packers. What a lackluster performance by Green Bay as a whole. Probably could have held off on watching this one. No problem, Philip. We're gonna get ready here for the Cowboys game next. I got to get some beverages and stuff like that. But yeah, that's where we are. This was absolutely terrible. I kind of wish I would have just no, I mean, I have to, you know, because I kind of rushed to get this stream up for you guys. And it's nothing against you guys. I love y'all. But this was a terrible game. And the views on my stream said it by itself. Like, I don't think I've ever... Well, in the beginning I did. But it's been a long time since I only had max 25 people in my stream during an NFL game. Like, this was sad. Really wish I would have did the Kansas City and Cardinals game. Or the Chargers and Raiders game. Is what it is, though. I'm not going to complain. Keep it moving. I'm going to hop out of here. See you guys in about 30 minutes. Not even, like 20 minutes for the Cowboys Buccaneers. And I'm sure that will be... Sure, that one's going to be more exciting than this. This was terrible. With that said, guys, make sure you lock it in. Once I'm going to end the stream, you'll go right over to that stream, that page. Just make sure you guys hit that like button for me. That thumbs up. It'll be much appreciated. Get those likes up over there so we can get moving. I can get some energy, some excitement. Get some more people in the chat. Get some action going. All right, so I'm gonna end this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. 20 minutes. Buccaneers, Cowboys.